prove that they are what they say they are. Now, as you can see here, this shipment of emerald arrived this morning, and it comes with this. This is really important. This shows that the emerald has been tested in random strands and can be proven to be genuine emerald. If this authenticity card doesn't arrive with a genuine gemstone, then the shipment won't go to the UK.
Download the Jewellery Maker app today. You can watch our Jewellery Maker shows live, view all the details of the item that is currently on air, as well as browsing all the items from today's show. You can also minimise the video or switch to use as a companion app. Get the Jewellery Maker app today and boost your viewing experience.
Join guest designer Sarah Elvin on her Kumihimo DVD Edition 2. Create new and exciting Kumihimo designs step by step with Sarah on this DVD. Sarah will teach you new techniques such as the half-flat braid on a round disc, a 12-strand spiral braid, how to add gemstones, the 8-strand shapu, the maru yotsu, and finally how to finish your designs with various clasps and wire elements. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Before any of the gemstones that arrive here in Jaipur can leave Jaipur for the UK, they need to be tested. So all the genuine gemstone strands go from the vendor to an independent laboratory. They're then tested to prove that they are what they say they are. Now, as you can see here, this shipment of emerald arrived this morning, and it comes with this. This is really important. This shows that the emerald has been tested in random strands and can be proven to be genuine emerald. If this authenticity card doesn't arrive with a genuine gemstone, then the shipment won't go to the UK.
Come and join Sarah Elvin and grow your knowledge for a specialised jewellery technique in this DVD Kumihimo projects. Kumihimo is a really interesting way of creating new designs of jewellery. Within this DVD, Sarah will guide you through many techniques that include a cabochon necklace, wire-wrapped pendant, zigzag Kumihimo, and the caged necklace. This is the perfect DVD to expand your Kumihimo knowledge and will certainly grow your taste for more. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Well, today on the Kumihimo course with Sarah Elvin, I've been learning how to do different types of braiding. I've been learning how to do the bracelets, I've been doing square braids, round braids, how to put beads onto them and how to put findings on, as I didn't know how to do any of this before the course. I actually found the course through going onto the Jewellery Maker studio site and finding the tutorials and the workshops on the course, getting in touch with the studio and inquiring about the course. Before then, I didn't even know that the Jewellery Maker even existed. It has been a wonderful experience, as I have learned so much that I never even knew existed before today. It has been a wonderful experience. I would recommend anybody at all to come on this course, as it has opened my eyes to a whole new world.
And then Deb said that she wouldn't work with anyone else except for Drew Nicholls after she saw how he worked there. Oh, hi, welcome to Design Inspiration. For myself, Drew Nicholls, and for the first time ever I'm working with Debs. You know Debs, of course. I've not met Debs before, so I'm going to get to meet Debs over the course of the next 4 hours. We will find out a little bit about Debs. What's your favourite colour?
Purple.
Purple, that's right, we like that. What's your favourite animal?
Oh, dolphin.
Dolphin. Oh, we like her already. So if I gave you a purple dolphin...
I'd love you forever.
There we go. Phil, get us a purple dolphin, will you? I'll put it on my... if you're a rock star, would that be on your rider?
Yeah,
I want a fish tank with a purple dolphin in it. That'd be alright. That'd be alright. I'm very excited because I've got... I can't say it, so can we call it Kino for today?
Yeah.
Should we shorten it for today?
Yeah, let's shorten it.
No, that's really sacrilege, isn't it? A little bit.
Kumihimo.
Kumihimo.
K-U-M-I-A-I-A-I-M-O. Yeah.
Kumihimo.
Kumihimo.
Kumihimo. Right, there we go. Thank you very much. Any phonetic spelling of that you want to send in to help me out, that would be much appreciated. We have got an amazing kit for you today. I'm very excited because I've spoken about Kumihimo, but I've never actually been involved in a demonstration. Not I'm going to get involved in the demonstration, but I've never been here.
I thought you were doing the demonstration.
Well, I can help. Do you know what? Oh, there we go. There we go. Are we allowed to bring that to screen?
Yay!
Oh, go on. What are they going to do? Who's got rights on a purple dolphin? You know? They call him Flipper, Flipper, faster than... Do you know what? You can find anything on the internet, can't you?
And he's in the sea, which is what I like to see.
And he's in the sea,
which
exactly.
Is brilliant.
Exactly. I love dolphins. They used to come out to the boat when we used to fish in New Zealand. So they used to swim along. You used to lie on the front of the boat and look over, and they'd be like that. And they know because you could put your hands down and they'd be right there, but you'd never be able to touch them.
I've swum with them in the wild before. Proper
Purple
dolphin
ones.
lady. I haven't seen a purple one yet.
Yeah.
But you never know.
I was going to say, if you're swimming with purple dolphins, then I don't want to cast aspersions, Debs, but you know, right. Coming up. Debs has had this for about a week. Is that
About a week?
About a week. And it is, of course, a collection of your clasp. You've got a lovely little. What do we call these in these packs? Yeah, but what is it? Just a selection pack, or do these have a special name? These boxes? Phil, what are these? What are these called? What do we call these? Is that? Well, they can't all be called 3 shades of blue. Are they like a stash box? Are they like a? Is that a gemstone? Is that a name? Right, there we go. So we've got a gemstone selection in there. I'm going to be very argumentative today, Phil. Right, just so you know. Right, I'm not letting you off. Seeing you come off here at 2 minutes to 1 and drop me in it. I know you didn't. I'll be nice to you, Phil. So we've got here. We've got some of the braiding here as well. We've got an amazing collection of findings for you, which are perfect for your Kumihimo. We did a And these sorts of pieces as well, if you've got the jewellery glue, you can always put bundles of wire in these as well. They're the nice thick ends on these. So that's going to be coming up a little bit later on. We're going to do a few strands. Then we're going to go through the kit, and then we're going to go over and see Debs, and we'll find out a little bit more about Debs when we're over there and see what she's been up to.
Okay.
We will know you inside and out by the end of the show. Right, check this out. When I first saw this, I thought black diamonds. Do you like your black diamonds, Debs?
Yeah.
They can be a little bit,
Like, yeah.
a little bit pricey, can't they? Sometimes.
Yes. I don't think I could afford a whole strand of them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. If you want the look of black diamonds, if you want the look of that great luster. Now, the reason diamonds give you a great luster is because they have a very good hardness. They're 10 on the Mohs hardness scale. Spinel is 8 on the Mohs hardness scale, so it's incredibly hard. And what that means is you can get an amazing finish, an amazing polish, and you get very distinct facet junctions. So where the two sides meet, you get these lovely shapes. Perfect shot of explaining what I'm talking about there. So look at that. That is the look of black diamonds. We love to be able to bring you alternatives. If you don't want to spend that sort of money on black diamonds, having the real thing is fantastic, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They can be a little bit expensive if they're outside of your budget. We like to bring you alternatives, not just in Jewellery Maker, but upstairs we do this as well. 30 centimetre strand. So it's a very large strand as well. And it's that sparkle. And I'll tell you what I like about these is if you've got like a drop, you've got like, I mean, classic drop earrings, and you just want something, you don't want a chain, you want a little something in there, like a little drop of beads on there. These are perfect. Love that luster.
I think you can't go wrong with black spinel at the minute because so many of the big designers are using them.
Yeah.
So when I see a strand of black spinel, I just get it.
Yeah.
So that I've got it in my drawer, because you can make the charm bracelets, the earrings. They look so expensive, and they are expensive. You go and just buy an elasticated charm. They cost a fortune, don't they?
I mean, this is 30 centimetres, so that is, I mean, that's pretty much necklace length. You could just put, you know, you could put a chain on the end of that, and you've got a gorgeous little necklace on there. 30 centimetre strand. We haven't got too many of these. We haven't got too. Now, let me tell you, we've got 57 of these available. Now, you may think 57, that's quite a lot. They did 400 of these on the birthday show.
Oh, wow.
400 of these. So if you think you missed out, because a lot of the time, they probably did 457 of them on the birthday show, but a lot of the times people put them in baskets, they don't check them out, and people think, oh, well, they've told, you know, we tell you that they're sold out. They're not, sometimes they're not always sold out. No. So if there's that sort of quantity, always ring the call centre. And it always pays to take a note of the code as well. Because if you're looking now and you think, I'm on my way out, am I going to get these? I'm not sure. Take a note of the code. You can ring the call centre in 4 hours' time, and you can say, are there any of those left? And they can pop them in your basket if they're out. You never know. So never think you've missed out. Always take the code. It even pays to ring back in a couple of days' time or the following day, just to make sure, because a lot of the time people will return things, or they'll say, you know, change their mind, and or the card won't go through for any reason. Admittedly, if you're ringing back in a couple of days' time, they haven't even left the building, so there's either someone has changed their mind and cancelled their order the next day. This is your opportunity. The best way, of course, is to get in right now. I got this strand, my first ever spinel. Love it, love it, love it. And that's from Sarah in Suffolk. So there we go. You can't go wrong. Thanks, Sarah in Suffolk. We like that. We are going to bring this to you. £11.95. Now, when you said under £30, I was thinking, yeah, okay, you know, it's probably going to be sort of like 24, and then you might take it to like 19.99 or something. £11.95. All the look of black diamonds, all that sparkle, and so usable. A black is like, it's like classic colour, isn't it? You can, if you're stuck for a colour to use alongside something else, this is going to work.
It's got, I mean, it's shimmering at me right from over there. It's so sophisticated.
I'm making it do that,
You're making
Debs.
it do. It's just, I just want that around my neckline, and just very elegant, very small. I think you could probably, people would look at it and wonder if it was black diamonds, wouldn't they?
Well, it's one of those things. I don't think there's you get classic luster off the top of these. Now black diamonds do give you that, I don't know if they do it, where you just get the light just right and it sort of goes, oh my goodness, wow, that's it, you know, it does go up that next level. But for your classic luster, this is black diamond luster for a fraction of the price, £11.95. I was going to say good morning, shows how long I've been here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Alex, Leslie, April, Heather, Denise, Brianny, Ali, Gloria, Susan, Isabel, Helena, Eileen, Rosemary, Elizabeth, Belinda, Carol, Judith, Angie, Linda, Jacqueline, Amanda, Martha, loads of people, loads of you. Congratulations, all of you, one and all. Whether you be in Midlothian, whether you be in Worcestershire, whether you be in Yorkshire, Lancashire, Dorset, it's going to be a sellout. It's going to be a sellout. Do not forget to check that out of your basket, or they will be gone. They will be gone. How many we got left? There's about 10 that aren't allocated at the moment there. So well done, well done. And what was that? Apatite green quartzite. I'm gonna take a punt that it's these ones. Quartzite's a gemstone, you know, that I haven't, I didn't come across till I come down to Jewellery Maker, and apparently they use it a lot because it takes the colour really well, doesn't it? Got any interesting facts, Debs, about quartzite? Anything in there?
I haven't got any interesting facts, but I have just started using that for my challenge. And
is this your challenge, is it?
The colour is gorgeous.
It's apatite, it's Paraiba colour, isn't it? That wonderful, distinctive blue. And what I like about this as well is the matching of colour is impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. You know, sometimes you struggle when you do the big gems and the smaller gems. You find the big gems look a lot darker than the smaller gems because you can see through them. Not so with these. Look at that. They are gorgeous. Have you got anything in mind, or are you still...
I've made a piece already and I sort of graduated them, so I have looked closely at them in the different sizes, and you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
They are really closely colour matched. But I was trying to say in the office, what blue is this? Because it's that, I said, let's just call it gorgeous blue. It's that, because I don't wear blue too much, it doesn't really go with my skin tone, but I can wear this blue. And I love this colour blue, but it's quite hard to describe because it's like a greeny blue, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is very much that sort of Paraiba-esque sort of colour. It's bordering teal, isn't it? Sort of. But I do know what you mean. It's sort of that dusky, understated, almost like straight away. I wanna say a little bit Downtown Abbey for some reason, and I don't know why.
It'd be lovely with pearls.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's that sort of that ilk, isn't it? That Victorian era when they had those lovely sort of almost not pastel, but almost like frosted sort of colours, and that's what you're getting here with these wonderful apatite greens. Apatite, of course, is a gemstone for the word apateo, meaning to deceive, because it comes... Oh, that's a great shot, that. Look at that. Look at that. I feel like Carmen Miranda in gemstone form. That's awesome, that. I love you very much. It's just a fine. £12.85. These guys don't know who Carmen Miranda is. Do you know what? You've got no idea, have you? No idea. £7.95. See, if I talk and totally ignore Phil, he takes the price down. £7.95. £7.95. That's awesome. All 3 strands. That is crazy. And like I say, the eye matching for colour. If you want to make, you know, a suite of jewellery, a necklace, a pair of earrings, a pendant out of that, that is perfect.
They were laughing at me upstairs because I was going, £7.95? What? I mean, you just got to put 2 big ones on a head pin and you've got your money back. Just sell them as earrings.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is a bit silly.
Absolutely crazy. £7. I love you very much. We need to do a multicolour quartzite and do that. I want that shot in a multicolour design, because that would be perfect. If you looked up Carmen Miranda, you know what I'm talking about. Penelope, Anita, Christine, Julia, Vera, Jodie, Charmaine, Geraldine, Jill, Barb, Helena, Pat, Del, well done, Jeffy, Veronica, Elizabeth, Laurie, Jane. Be quick, be quick, be quick. Do not miss out at £7.95 for all. Yeah, I love you very much. You have got, lap it up now, because after about an hour and a half, all right, I'm just going to be asleep on the table.
Right.
$7.95 for all 3 strands. So the 3 sizes you've got here in 10mm, 8mm, and 6mm. Do you know what? On the ships, when I worked on the ships, right, there was a Carmen Miranda in the show. We had a Carmen Miranda section, right, and I was one of the male dancers.
Were you?
In the Carmen Miranda section, right, I had bright yellow, what's this? Like Aladdin trousers, right, and then I had my midriff showing up to here. Right, and then I had, you know, the big puffy sleeves like Carmen Miranda, so I had that, and it come through to a top, and they didn't do the buttons, so we had to tie it in the middle. So basically, like I had a yellow bra on, right? So Carmen Miranda in the middle, right, singing, and I used to have to come on with 3 other guys, 2 from each side of the stage. I love you very much. Just fine. See, photo for me. $7.95. I was less butch than I am now. Back then.
I hope there's photographic evidence.
$7.95. I have got some. I don't know if I've got photos of that costume. I must have somewhere. I'll put them on Facebook. There you go. Join me on Facebook if you want to see Carmen Miranda pictures coming to you soon. Congratulations if you got those. Beautiful colours, wonderful unique tones on those. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Now we're going from Apatite colour, or Apatite green quartzite, to actual Apatite. Are they the 2 strands? 2 double strands. 2 double strands. 2 very long strands. Oh my goodness. Deals. I love the deals. Love the deals. So we have, again, we're talking about Paraiba colours. Paraiba comes, when we talk about Paraiba, we're talking about Paraiba tourmaline. Paraiba tourmaline is from Paraiba in Brazil. It was a very short-lived and highly sought-after gemstone. A mix of manganese and copper. The copper gave it this wonderful sort of neon glow, and it was this one little area where it was discovered, Paraiba in Brazil, and then never discovered again. So it sort of, it hit, and then it went away very quickly. Apatite gets its name, Apatite, to deceive, because it has the classic colour of Paraiba. And what you have in one of these strands is, in my opinion, everyone has their own opinion, is the classic colour of Paraiba tourmaline. And this is what you're looking at here. Now, you've got this incredible tone, and you've got also the darks, and we've just had that strand, so you've sort of in between the 2 there, isn't it? The bluey green, what were we talking about? See, Debs, we're like a well-oiled machine today, we are.
It's like a gemstone waterfall. I want all that as a bundle.
Isn't that a lovely colour though? That is one of my favourite gemstone colours. Is that like Paraiba colour?
The sea.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You've got like the Mediterranean there, and you've got like the Pacific there.
I was going to say it's not our sea.
It's not.
It's not our sea, but it could be on a sunny day.
It's not the it's not the Bristol Channel, is it? No. Apatite 290 carats. 290 carats. But I love these sorts because I mean so many pieces in this as well. Don't you get so many individual gemstones in the strands as well? These are armory growers. These, so basically you buy these and you know you may only use like 10 or something in a design to start off with, but you pop these in a tray and they're just always going to be there. You know, you're always going to have a load of these to use as well. And we've got a phenomenal price. What was that, Phil? You can get this and the last bundle for under £15.
For both of those is £6.95.
Both of those, double strands. I know, Debs. I know. Look, look, there's a piece of jewellery. You could just sell it like that. And go, oh yeah, no, I made that. I'm getting more and more like Carmen Miranda as the show goes on with that. And £6.95. They are. Do you give them? Do you have lengths on these strands or? Oh, there we go. Have you got it? 83 centimetres. 83. Well, they're both the same size. So 83 centimetres. 160 centimetres of apatite. £6.95. That is. So what was that? 500 carats altogether. 500 carats altogether. Well done, congratulations. Lots of people coming in for these. It's a busy Saturday. I don't think the weather's too good outside, is it? I haven't been outside since 6.
I haven't been outside for a couple of hours, but it wasn't raining when I arrived at 12. But it probably is now.
But was it nice?
It was raining in Yorkshire, but as I came down, it stopped.
Was it nice?
It wasn't nice.
Just a bit overcast. A bit overcast.
A bit overcast, yeah.
Do you know what? Why go outside? Stay, have a cup of tea. Look, have a cup of tea with me and Debbie today. All right, me and Deb's going to have a cup of tea. We're gonna bring you some amazing deals. We're going to watch Debbie make some Kumihimo. Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good? Hey, there we go, Kumihimo, which I've not seen being made. So I'll probably ask some really basic questions, which is quite good, I think, if you're joining us for the very first time. Excuse me. And we're going to do a beginner's course on Kumihimo as well, is that right?
We're going to just start from the very basics, because a lot of the times when I meet the ladies in the workshop, they say they buy lots of things and they think, I can do that, and then by the time it comes, they've forgotten what to do.
Right.
And I think quite often in designer inspirations, we go off on big tangents of advanced things, but there are people coming into jewellery making all the time. So I'm just going to show how to set up the board. I'm also going to show how to add beads. So if you have got this at home, or you've been thinking of trying it out, then I'm going to start right from the beginning for you.
Nice. Well, we're the perfect team today. We are the perfect team. I always start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. £6.95 for that there. So I keep saying that I don't come here that, but I do actually come here quite a lot now. So I should really stop saying that. But I'm still getting. I did resin for the first time the other day.
Brilliant.
So resin. For the first time the other day. Done polymer clay a few times, done the chainmail a few times, done a bit of metal work. But Kumihimo, there's always something new, isn't there? That's what I love about jewellery making, is when you come down here, there always seems to be something else, a new product that's come out, or a new design that we're going to work on, or for me, a new medium that we can work with. And today we're going to take you on a whole new journey, a beginner's journey of Kumihimo. So congratulations if you got all of those. Your Apatite. You've really gone with the C's today, haven't you, Phil? Look, all these colours fit together. Did you do that on purpose? Right. So these are the strands we've done so far, plus the strand I'm just about to do. Did they give you all of these, or just the?
No, just the first 3 that you showed.
So. These are the 3. Those are the 3. The apatite quartzite. We've just done the apatite there, and now we're going to do the shell pearls, the Peacock shell pearls. Peacock shell pearls. I had to load a van the other day, and the last thing that went in the van was a stuffed peacock. Yeah, for someone.
Okay.
I know. It's not every day. It's not every day you put a stuffed peacock in the back of a van. Yeah, it was dead. It wasn't like, it hadn't just like had a lot to eat. You know, oh, I'm stuffed. I didn't put it in. It went, oh, I'm stuffed. I've had too much to eat. Oh, I tell you. I don't know why it's northern.
All peacocks are northern.
All the peacocks are northern. This is your peacock pearls. Yeah, I specifically loaded the van, so that was last on. So when they opened it at the other end, that was like there going, hey, watching you. You've got 4mm, 6mm, and 10mm peacock shell pearl. Gorgeous colours, and again, these are so affordable as well. The shell pearls, wonderful tones, and we can do a great price on these as well. Do you use your pearls? Are you, yeah?
I love my pearls, and I love unusual colours and unusual shapes, because I think you can do your classic sort of breakfast at Tiffany's Audrey Hepburn designs, and then you can really bring them into some real funky statement pieces by just, you know, adding in different colours and different shapes. But you know that sometimes everyone says that they lose their mojo sometimes. I think you do if you're creative. If you get loads of beads all in the same colour, I think it kick-starts you to think of new things. And you've got quite a lot of different textures and colours there between the pearls and the other ones, the chips. All works really lovely together.
That is, I mean, that is an awesome selection.
Yeah, it really is.
Dave was just talking about, we were just showing, these are the pieces that we've done today already. They just, and it's almost like they work their way through the different consistencies, from sort of the frosted to the to the polished, and then you have that wonderful shimmer of the pearls there. So it'd be a lovely little graduation, wouldn't it, to sort of work through those. 3 strands of your shell pearls, 4mm, 6mm, and 10mm. Are you ready for 3 strands? Are you sitting comfortably? £6.95. Look at the colour. And can I just say, the TV doesn't really do this justice. You know, when you look at something, and I get really, not annoyed, that's the wrong word, but frustrated when you look at something. I'll tell you, we're doing a gemstone at the moment, red spinel upstairs, right, which I absolutely love. It's my favourite red gemstone at the moment. And you look at it in the studio and it sparkles, it glimmers, it comes alive, and then when you turn it to the camera, it still looks nice, but not as nice. And this, actually, in the background, that's not too bad. Actually, that's really that's really close to what I'm seeing. That when you see it there under the light, that is the sort of look you're getting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's truer, isn't it?
That great reflection. And then in the studio, because obviously we have to light not just for the jewellery, but we have to light for us, because it's all about us, Debs, the presenters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as we look good.
Okay.
You know, but you lose a little bit of that sparkleness, don't you? You know.
Yeah, you do. Quite often you get things out, you know, when you get them home and you think, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're seeing it in natural
light.
Which
is good. It's better that way, really. Nice little surprise. A couple of messages. Emily, it's grey and horrid in Brum. I'm going nowhere. Bit like my career. Drew, you will love Kumihimo. It's a great technique and create pieces for absolutely anyone. Shelley from Hartley. Thank you, Shelley from. I'm looking forward to it, Shelley from Hartlepool. Really looking forward to it. I've never actually. I've only been shown. Right, the only time I've seen Kumihimo is when I've done a couple of those pieces there.
Yeah. And
like the findings. We've got a findings kit coming up. And someone goes, "Oh, that would be good for Kumihimo. That would." And I'm like, oh, have we got any? No. And they never show me, I never see it. It's like this mythical being. Yeah. So thank you, Shelley. I'm looking forward to it. And Ku, picture of a pigeon. Ma, picture of a mum. He, picture of He-Man. Mo, picture of a mower. This will help you remember. Picture of a pigeon, picture of a mum, picture of a He-Man, and picture of a mower. Kumihimo. Right, your job in there is to pictorial reference that. Okay, there we go. Who's directing? Oh, Mike, he don't do anything. Just make some pictures up, Mike. He's already on it. A coup. I don't know how you have to do a pigeon doing that. Coup. I can't go make slides while I'm directing. What do you think this is? Can I just say that these are going to be a sellout. How many we got left? We had 100 of these. We only got 25 of these left. Peacock shell pearls trio, 4mm, 6mm, and 10mm. Wonderful colours. Wonderful colours. Right, let's have a look at what we're Kumihimo. That's where we're going. That's where we're going after I show you this. Have a look. We've got a wonderful collection of pieces. We've given Debs these about a week ago. And you have all your clasps with your big open ends, which allows all your strands to go in there. You have your lovely selection of your quartzite beads in your purple, in your your dark purple, your blue, and your aquamarine sort of color in there. So there's a lot in that one single tube there. Very nice indeed. And you also have, I'm very intrigued about this tube here. These are your what, sorry? Beadsmith gold plated spacer beads. So we spoiled you, didn't we, Dibs?
This is an absolutely lovely kit.
Look at that. That's, I mean, that's got to be worth some money on its own, isn't it?
There's so much you can do with those
Yeah.
as well.
They're awesome. Absolutely awesome. So you got all those, and we also, so you got the T-bar, 3 T-bar clasps, and we have your, these are your, I see, this is 3 more of these other clasps. Yeah, these are the hook clasps, which I can show you there. Your hook clasp on there. And then we have, I'm assuming these crimp on and you can hang things off?
Yeah, or you can add your clasp, so it's a different way of actually finishing off.
Okay.
So you could put a ribbon in, but I've actually put it on the Kumihimo bracelet here as well, because I quite like the look of having that much metal on show.
Yep.
I think it looks quite expensive when you put something nice like that
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And you could stamp on it as well if you wanted to.
All right.
You know, sort of a name, or personalise it if you wanted to do that. So that would
Nice.
make it quite unique.
Nice, nice. And we have, oh, what are these for?
Spacers. So you've got 4 holes in there, so that if you do a flat piece, so I've sort of done a pendant, your beads will lie next to each other rather than sort of crumpling together, so that you can get a nice long braid, and these will sit. I mean, you could do it with single ones, but then if you're on beading thread, it could collapse, but it will sit flat and it gives you a lovely look.
So you can put these interspersed along the design to hold everything apart, basically.
To hold it in place.
Nice. So we've got a few of those as well in this. There we go. So there's your I've not seen those before. That's a brand new thing for me as well.
I haven't seen those before in a kit.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, it's all together, and we have got your thread, your 3 colours of thread into here, which is 32 meters in your blue, 32 meters in your cream, and 70 meters in your Capri blue. Eslon. Why is it Eslon?
It's the
is
name
it the
of
brand name? Or?
Yeah, it's the name of the type of cord. So you know, you get like nylon cord and wax cord. This is Eslon.
Do you know what? The amount of times I've heard someone refer to Eslon thread, and I haven't known exactly what they've been saying.
Yeah, it's this.
I thought it was Eslon, as in ESSELONG.
Oh, yeah.
Eslon.
No.
And I've just gone, the Eslon thread. It's Eslon, isn't it? Now they tell me nothing here. They tell me nothing here, Debs. So you got 70 meters. 70 meters in the Capri blue, 32 meters in the cream, 32 meters in the blue Eslon thread. Do you know what? I've learned more with you, Dibs, in the last 45 minutes than I've learned in the last year. That is Eslon thread, and of course you have your wonderful selection of your quartzite beads in here. 230 carats, 3 shades of blue dyed quartz. So you got your dark blue, your lavender, call it purple, like sort of lavender in the middle. You got your lapis, you got your lavender sort of shades. You're almost like rose quartz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, rose quartz, and then you got your aquamarine in there. Let's stick with the gemstone analogy. All that together, every single piece. Don't forget, you got your big T-bar clasp in here as well. So you got your big T-bar clasp on there as well. Everything's they're lovely chunky T-bar clasps on there as well. That is a real substantial clasp. We like that. So everything you see here, we should be considering you've got all those gold-plated beads in there as well. That seems quite a good price as well.
That is a good price, and if you just look for Eslon in other places,
Yeah.
you usually buy it per reel.
Okay.
So when I started off doing just
like that?
one,
Yeah.
I think it was about £5 a reel when I bought it, and I bought my colours. And then you're looking at the little metal beads. They're usually pretty. Just they know to look somewhere at what it costs.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what this kit will be.
On our prices, it should be £40.55, which is great at that price. This is going, if you want to get started, if you want to try Kumihimo, then this is your opportunity. For under £30, am I safe in saying you've got everything you need in here to get started on Kumihimo?
All you need is your Kumihimo board, your
All
disc.
you need is a Kumihimo board, and we're going to sort you out with that a little bit later on as well. So if you want to try a different medium, here is your opportunity, here is your chance. Can I just say this is going to be incredibly popular, this piece. So once again, we've sold out. Our two biggest items that we've had already in the first 45 minutes have sold out, have gone already. So please, it's very busy. The weather's a bit rubbish, so a lot of you at home, probably doing your jewellery making and watching the programme. That's what I do,
So do I.
It's a great way, isn't it? Sit at home doing your jewellery making. Oh yeah, Drew's on. I'll just mute that. If you want to get this for under 30, please be quick, is my point. Lots of people coming in. Lots of people coming in. Am I going over? I am. Sorry about the chair. It's probably going to squeak. Oh, I don't know why they don't fix. Is it just me?
No.
It's not just me, is it? It's not my weight. Well, it might be my weight. I'll breathe in while I walk past that shot. Hi.
Hi.
I'll put my tea there. Put my tea there. Right. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to this. Break the Kumihimo cherry today. That's what we're going to do. They are epic, those beads, aren't they?
Do you know, when I first started out, I don't know, is this the right term for that kind of chain, bubble chain you can buy, can't you?
Yeah.
And it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
And I first saw this and I really wanted to know how to make it, but I could only do the basic Kumihimo. And then, because I thought, that would be too hard. And then I tried it, and honestly, I'll show you in a minute, it's really easy and quite relaxing. And look what you get. And you
that
can
is
do
amazing, isn't it? That thickness of chain.
I mean, I've put blue cord, obviously, on there, because I like the contrast. But if you wanted to, you could put a neutral cord, and it almost looks like a chain.
I'm with you on the blue. I
really like the contrast of that.
That is, and just the whole texture
the feel
of it.
Yeah,
it's really
absolutely
nice,
lovely,
isn't it?
Yeah. And you can make, a necklace all the way round, or you can use different colours. I put all of those on just to show you how expensive that
awesome.
looks. And that's the crimps we were talking about. So you've got different options within the kit, so you have got some lovely substantial Kumihimo clasps, but I like those as well because I thought they just made it look a little bit different.
And are we going to find out how to do that a little bit later?
We are.
I tell you, you've got that is so I'm just going to have a quick look at this myself. I haven't had a chance to have a close-up look at this.
So that's the spaces you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I see.
I mean?
Yep, that is amazing. Look at this, ladies and gents, under £30. Under £30, and you can get involved with the Kumihimo. It is a fantastic medium, absolutely fantastic medium. Sorry? Okay. 50 of these have gone. We've only got 18 left. These are going to sell out. Don't wait for the display. I nearly call us the display team. Don't.
We're going to do Carmen Miranda.
Like the red arrows we are. Don't wait for the display. Don't wait for the demonstration.
No.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Don't wait for the demonstration. Then get to the end and go, I should have got it.
No.
Pop it in your basket,
Because
check
if
it
you
out.
look at it separately, like when I bought it, I'm always saying this about things, because I got things often pre-JM days, and I wouldn't really know what I wanted, so I'd get one thing like the board, and then one cord, and I'd think, I want some nice ends, and then I buy it all separately, so I paid about 10 different postage and packaging, and and the clasps that you can get out there, if you ever look at Kumihimo clasps, they're quite much of a muchness, really, whereas these, like I've put one on the necklace to use as a lariat, but I've just used it in a different way. I mean, obviously you can use these just as your bracelet clasps or your necklace, but aren't they lovely? I thought, because they're so unusual, why not use it as a feature? Because I like my metal. And again, I thought the gold was a great contrast to the blue. So I thought, let's have this like lovely clasp in the front so that it's a feature as well. And it's also really substantial. You can get a good size braid in there and it'll hold. So I just thought everything about this kit was really versatile. Obviously Kumihimo is quite time consuming, especially if you're doing the beaded Kumihimo. So I had loads left. You can make this again. I'd still be there now.
Yeah, why didn't you do a necklace on that bracelet? Do you know what I mean? Could have done a metre of that.
Yeah, I know. Lazy.
And we've also got the. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's an.
I see what you've done there. So, and we have a flower made from the clasp in there. I mean, it's chunky metalwork, isn't it? I quite like that sort of that juxtaposition of the very fine beading of the of the Eslon thread, and then you come to these big chunky findings as well on the end. I think they look fantastic. So this one here, have we shown the earrings yet? Let's do the earrings first. Here we got the earrings. 8 kits left, by the way. Only 8 kits left.
So just showing you there how the blues are lovely with the gold, very simple earrings. I could have done a little Kumihimo length with the beads on if I'd have had time. They'd have made nice earrings as well. The good thing about this Eslon thread is that it comes in a certain thickness, but you can pull it apart into 3 strands. So if you need it to be thinner to go through your beads, just pull it apart.
Oh, okay.
That just makes it a little bit easier for your eyes to actually get. The beads will go on in its entirety.
2 of them are 0.9 and two of them are 0.9, one of them is 0.4, is that right? Okay, so 2 and 0.9.
So I got them on the blue fine, but I but it just took a bit longer to actually get the blue ones on. So I just pulled the Eslon apart, and then it just went on really easily. Easy. And also it'll make your Eslon thread go further because you're pulling it apart, so you're getting 3 strands instead of 1. And it is really strong, so you can do that. You can keep it as 1 strand, or you can pull it apart and have 3. So it goes on forever.
Awesome.
Forever and a day.
Let's have a quick look at this. This is the necklace here. And again, got all the beading, then you've got the wire work interspersed throughout that. And you've got the, what do they call that? The
Wags Y cone.
The Wags Y cone.
Wags
Y cone. I like that. It's one of my favourite things.
It's a brilliant name.
It's one of my favourite things ever.
Wags Y cone.
That was the first thing I ever made on Jewellery Maker, was a Wags Y cone thing. There we go. So fantastic. Loving that.
Cool.
What are we going to see?
Right, so I'm going to show you right from the beginning how to set up the board, so that if you've been dying to try it, press record now.
The kit is sold out, by the way. The kit is sold out. So please, if you've got it in your basket, do sell it out. We'll bring you a board over in a second, so we can bring you one of these boards as well.
Right, so this is your board. This is your Kumihimo disc, if you like, and this is our Jewellery Maker one. Now, a lot of people that have spoken to me about Kumihimo have said they're put off by all these numbers. Now, as you get more adept at Kumihimo, you can do different braids, and that's where you start to bring your numbers in. If you're doing complicated things, it makes it easier. But all you need to be concerned about to start off doing Kumihimo, and I'm no expert at Kumihimo, I can do the other braids if I read them from a book, but this one I know from heart. You don't have to be an expert at everything. You can just have a little bit of knowledge and put it into your jewellery making skills. All you have to be concerned about are the north, east, south and west points on the disc. So that's like 12 o'clock, 6, 3 and 9. So if you look at this one here, which is mine, I turned it over when I very first started and I just wrote it on, just so that it didn't distract me. So if you are feeling a bit confused about all the numbers, then just do that, turn it over and just write north, south, east and west on it to start off with, and then that's all you have to worry about. Okay? So we'll do it with the Jewellery Maker one. Well, this is a Jewellery Maker one, I just turned it upside down. So what I usually do is 1 metre of thread is enough for a bracelet and some. So if you wanted to use the bits left over to finish off, you could do. So 1 metre of thread, I'm not going to use 1 metre today because I'm just setting this up to show you. I would usually use 1 metre of thread and then fold it in half for 2 of my strands, so that you've got half a metre each, and you need 8 of those. Now, how you position your colours on the board depends on what effect you're going to get at the end. So you can play around with this. You can do 2 blue, 2 white, or you can do white, blue, it's up to you. If you find a pattern you really like, it's worth jotting down, you know, for future, because you'll forget. So let's do 2 of those, 2 of the darker blue, And I've been really random with my patterns in the past just to see what happens. That's kind of the fun of it, to see what you end up with. So I've got 4. If you wanted to use it just instead of a chain, as a cord, just as a cord to maybe add a pendant, you could do it one colour. So that looks really lovely as well. So that's 6. And we'll do 2 again of this colour. 8. So I'm going to just do, as I said, much shorter length so that my arms aren't all over the place, you can see what I'm doing. I do like to wave my arms about. Okay, so take the ends. 1, 2. I'll try and keep my hands in shot. 3 and 4. And then just fold it in half. So these would usually be 1/2 metre strands if you were making a bracelet. And I'm just going to do an overhand knot on the end and pull it through. Okay, so I've got 8 tails and the rest are contained in my knot. And then I'm just going to put my knot through the centre of my wheel, and this is where you start to decide where you want your colours to go. So let's just be random with it. You need 1 either side of north or 12 o'clock.
And it doesn't matter, sort of what where you put them?
Unless you've done a pattern before that you really like.
Okay.
So for example, I've done 2 blue there. I might have wanted to do white, blue, white, blue, white, blue. I might have wanted to go white, 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 blue, 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 blue.
Yeah.
And every single one will give a different sort of stripy effect. And you never know what you're going to end up with unless you've done it before. So I've gone north, east, south, and west. And what I'm doing behind the board, I'm going to turn it over and show you, is I'm keeping tension. I've got this braid in my hand. So I'm going to put a weight on that in a minute, a Kumihimo weight. If you haven't got a Kumihimo weight, or you haven't got them, we do them. I don't know if we're going to do them today. You can use keys or a bulldog clip. Whatever you put on there, you still need to hold it with your hands. Because if this is all baggy here, you're not going to get a really nice braid. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So then at this point, I would put my weight on. So this is Jewellery Maker weight. You have different weights of them. So some are heavier than others, depending on what thread you're using and what beads you're putting on. So you would just pop that on the back. Now I'm going to show you how to do the beaded Kumihimo. So what you would need is these little bobbins. So these come in our Kumihimo packs, and also, well, you know when we do the thread, like I had some satin cord on this, and you get it in these. They're brilliant because they've got a double purpose. When you finish with them, you can use them.
I think we've got some of these here.
Oh, that's them.
Is
Yeah, that's
it them here? Medium bobbins.
Yep.
Is this one set? Is it? So we've got. We're going to do all three in one head, are we?
How many do you get in there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Probably could have just read it on the label rather than count it. 8 of those and 4 in the large, and the Kumihimo disc there as well. So we'll pop those on there. We did tell you we bring the disc. Integral, isn't it, really, the disc? Already I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, you can make them out of cardboard. Some people make them out of cardboard, but they last you 1 or 2 times and then they break. Yeah. And it's also take you just as long to make the disc as it does.
Yeah.
And I've had mine for ages. You can see because mine's a bit dirty because I've just used it all the time. If it does get a bit dirty, you can just washing up liquid and put it, scrub it, it just comes off. It's a bit like the bead mats.
So there's the disc in there and the bobbins, and you can see we're already going to use the bobbins already.
Yeah.
I won't profess to know what we're going to do with the bobbins, but I know the bobbin is coming up, so we're going to find out. We're going to find out how to do that in 1 second's time. Okay. But that is the kit there that we have available for you today to add. And because if you've seen this and go, yeah, I need this, then you can have all that for £7.95. Right, don't look angry over my direction, Dids. You know, I didn't make the prices.
£8 for all of those.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
Because quite often you only get 6 of the little bobbins, you know, in the pack.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you've put one in. If you're anything like me, you've got one somewhere in your craft room, and you can't find it. Yeah. So you can never have too many of these, in my opinion.
£7.95. We've got 30 in the basket straight away of those. So please be quick on those. Sorry to interrupt,
that's
but
okay.
off we go. So I'm
I'll show you.
with the
I'll show you what to do. So, depending on what pattern you want, often we won't have enough beads to maybe put on every single strand, because you've got 8 on your basic braid. You can go right up to 16 braids in Kumihimo, it's up to you. But luckily in this kit you have got lots and lots of the small beads. It's the beauty of it. So I would say you'd need about 20 on each strand to make a bracelet of normal size, maybe 30 depending on your wrist size. So if you think of how many that is, you've got 20 times 8 there, so it's 160 beads. It seems like a lot, but that I've got 160 on that bracelet.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just gives this beautiful full effect. So what you do, pick your strand and then just pop on your 20 beads. Now I'm not going to pop on 20 because I've already got one made up, so you don't have to watch me do this for half an hour. So you just pop them on, and if I say, when you get to that point, if you found that you were having difficulty getting the little blue ones on, this thread does come apart. So if you tease the end and pull it, you'll get 3 threads off of that. So maybe before you set up your board, decide what beads you're using and just see how well they go through your cord, so you're not faffing about later. So you pop on as many beads as you need onto each and every one. And then when you've got, say, 20 or 30 on there, you need to use your bobbin. Now just a little tip, tie a knot in the end anyway, because you know, especially if you've got cats and a puppy in your house, who when they see everything dangling down goes like that, and then they all go for it.
I can imagine.
Even if not, if you haven't done them up properly, they can fly off. So if you do a knot there, even if your bobbin comes off, your beads aren't going to go flying all over your workspace. Just hold it into your bobbin and wrap it round, and then do it up.
Oh, I like that.
So what you'll end up with...
Because obviously we're looking at something that is a metre long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Initially. Debs is using shorter ones for this. So, yeah.
There's something really satisfying about that.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm there. I'm there.
If you're a crafter, you know what I mean. There's something totally satisfying about that.
I am absolutely with you. I'm absolutely with you on that.
It's so, honestly, well, everyone I know who's got into Kumihimo has just done it religiously for about 3 months, because you're just like, oh, there's just something satisfying. Crafters know what I'm talking about. Everyone else thinks I'm weird.
Yeah, no,
that's okay.
Yeah.
I am a bit weird. So I've got 8 on here. Now it serves 2 purposes. If you've got beads on, it will stop them falling off. But also, even if you didn't have beads on, it stops them all tangling up together underneath. My daughter, bless her, made a braid and it was perfect, but she'd got all these bits tangled up in it. And my son went, how's she managed to do that? If you put the bobbins on, you're not going to have that problem. Okay, so you're really concentrating here and then you look underneath and it's all got tangled. You don't want that. Okay, so I've actually used the blue on here and just gold beads because I thought on the camera would pick it up a little bit better. So what I'm going to do to start off with is just show you how to do a basic braid. Because if you want to use beads, you're going to still need a length of basic braid to go into your ends. Okay, and they can't have beads on because they won't close unless you've got really big ones and stick properly. So there are different ways of doing this. Some people start from the bottom, some people start from the top. This is the way I do it and it works. So as long as it works for you, it really doesn't matter at all. You don't have to get sort of in a fiddle about that. So remember, we are only concerned with the north, east, the south and the west on the board. So I'm going to go top right and bring it to the bottom right of my middle strand. I'm still holding it with my fingers in the back. Take the bottom to the top and quarter turn. Now when I first started doing this, I actually drew an arrow on my board to make sure that I turned it the same way every time, but it just becomes habit.
So does it matter what way you turn it, as long as you turn it the same way?
As long as you turn it the same way each time, it doesn't matter which way you turn it. Some of the braids later on, if you do more intricate, you don't turn the board at all.
Now the risk of confusing it, if you were going clockwise, would you do top left and bottom left, or is it always top right and bottom right?
Yeah, always top right.
Always top right, okay.
And bottom right, and then bottom left, top left, or the other way around. So, I mean, that sounds complicated, but if you watch me do it, it's just incredibly repetitive and relaxing. And when I looked into this a while ago, Buddhist monks created this as a way of meditation because it's really, really relaxing. It's a bit like you're just focusing on braiding. I'm doing it slowly so you can see what I'm doing. but you get into a flow.
Yeah.
You get into a rhythm. It's almost like when people meditate and they have their mantras.
Yep.
It's like that, because it's really, really relaxing. I got so into it when I first started, I just made braids for the sake of it. I didn't even know what they were going to be. So if you want to stop and put that down, you know, the door goes or whatever, leave 3 at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you know, wherever it is,
Of course, yeah, where
come
you
back,
are.
you've got
where
3.
you are.
Because if I left it here
Yeah.
and put that down, I've got no clue where I...
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you're always going to have some time where you put it down to do whatever,
Yeah.
and quarter turn. And as you start to work, you'll see that the braid will start coming out of the back. Now, ideally, you want it up so that they're hanging. It's easier to do, but obviously I'm on a counter here, so I'm sorry if that looks a little bit cat-candid, but I just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And it literally is completely repetitive. When you get the hang of doing this sort of braiding, you can go on to other ones with more thread or even less. And as I said, some of them you do turn the board and some of them you don't. I've never really found the need to be too intricate with it, because this is enough for me and what I want, you know, in my jewellery making. Because I don't think you need to be an expert at every single thing, as long as it does what you want it to do. So don't be afraid of it, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to turn it over. And I've started to see a braid growing out of the back. So you can always see sort of how much. Now it's about 3 centimetres. It's going to be enough to press at the end into my end cap. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to add the
So how long would it
beads.
take you to do?
A couple of hours.
If you weren't doing the beads, you just do the same technique but without the beads.
About an hour, half an hour, 40 minutes, depending what thread you're using. You know, our cotton cord, it's quite thick, so that you get a braid quite quickly.
Right.
Also, you get tension in your braid, so when you've finished, if you pull, it'll go longer.
Yeah.
So you want to do that at the end, take the tension out of the braid. So I always think that it's probably going to be, I don't know, about 5 centimetres longer than you end up with. But you can always cut some off. So I think it's better to be longer than shorter once you've taken it off and go, oh, what I'm going to do. But don't panic if that does happen, because you can always put an extended chain or some beads. You know, you can pretend you meant to do that. So what you need to do is we're going to start dropping beads into this hole. Now what we don't want them to do is sit on top of the threads. They need to actually mesh into the design. So what you do is you get 1 bead and you drop it down and press it down underneath the thread. Now the first one doesn't do it as much. And do exactly the same again. Drop the bead down and then turn, and you'll see as I start to do it.
There's only 8 Kumihimo discs left, and there's 15 in baskets, by the way.
So there's a good example.
So check them out.
Pop it down under those threads. So I'm actually creating a weave with the beads inside of it. And you'll start to see, you'll be able to see when it, and if you think, oh, that's popped up, just press it down in there. And as you need to extend your thread, you can do with your bobbin, you just loosen your bobbin. And I've still got hold of it in the back with my fingers so that I've still got that tension. Now these little balls are absolutely brilliant for this, because the holes are brilliant, so it just flies down the thread, so you're not kind of coaxing. If you do find, with the blue ones have smaller holes, if you do find you want it to be a little bit easier, as I say, just divide this thread into single strands and they'll just fly down there as well. So what I'm doing is I'm Kumihimoing my braid, but I'm making my little beads sit inside that braid. Now I've chosen on this design to put 1 on every single length, every single tail, so 8 lots. You don't have to do that. If you don't want such a full look, you could just put your beads on every other one, or just 2, north and south, and see what you come out with. So you're always going to get a surprise when you try something new as to what braid you end up with, unless you're following a pattern and you can see. I didn't tend to follow patterns, I just like to see what I come up with. Then I think I've invented it and I haven't. Oh, that's called so-and-so, isn't it? Oh, is it? I thought I made it up now. I thought I invented that. No.
I think you find that's a Deb's braid.
Yeah.
Patent pending 2015.
Yeah, and I think I've invented it, but I haven't.
The Kumihimo's just sold out, I'm afraid. just sold out. Do you want to quickly check? Should we do this one on? I'm afraid the first one is sold out. Now we've got a slightly smaller.
I love that one.
Slightly smaller disc. What's the thinking behind this?
Exactly the same results.
Okay.
You don't get a different braid, a smaller braid. It's just easier in your hands. So if you've got little hands like me, I find that braid really quite easy to work with.
Okay.
Also, if you've got thinner threads, if you want to transport it, it doesn't take up a lot of room. The good thing about these is if you go on a plane or you go somewhere abroad where you don't really want to take your tools and all the rest of it, these are brilliant. Just stuff them in your handbag with some threads and you can just do braids. So you don't get a smaller braid, you get exactly the same size braid, it's just a smaller disc. So easier to hold on to if you've got smaller hands, or if you just don't need such a large board.
Or if you want two, because you want to take one away and you're already halfway through something at home and you don't want to bring it all along with you.
I've got 5 of these.
Well, do you know what? They're the word for people like you, Deb. 5. That's why we sold out of the big one, because Deb Deb bought the last 4.
I've got 4 in a small one. Well, you know, you might want to leave a project and start another one, mightn't you?
You could never have too many Kumihimo boards.
I can justify everything in my craft room.
That's what we're learning. This is your mini Kumihimo disc. You've got 8 small, is it 8? 8 small bobbins, 10 metres of yellow and orange satin cord, and they are 1 minute. So same technique with the satin cord?
Same technique. Yeah. I don't tend to put the beads on the satin cord because it's just gorgeous and it just
and a little bit on the thick side as well, by the looks of it, is it?
It's quicker.
Yeah.
So you know, because it's thick, it makes it half the time.
Right, yeah, okay.
As far as the braid goes. And also, you know those really intricate friendship bracelets?
Yeah.
It makes braids that look like that.
Okay.
So if you put those two together, this colour's everywhere this season.
It's gorgeous.
It's in all the shops. So quite good for festival, holiday,
anything
anything like that. You can whip up quite a few of those in a few minutes.
So you've got your bobbins, you've got your Kumihimo mini disc, and you've got your satin cord there. £6.95. It's a very affordable medium, this one, isn't it? Is what I'm starting to realise.
It never used to be. That's the thing. You know, quite often it was sort of £5–6 each for your threads. And then maybe sort of £10–11 for your disc, and then your bobbins were on top of that. And you used to only get 6 in a pack. So you'd done about, I don't know, £50–60 by the time you started. But I think the good thing about JM starting to do it, well, we've been doing it for a while, is that no, it isn't like metalwork or stamping where you need some substantial tools. This is something you can just throw in your bag and it's not going to cost a fortune.
Yeah, it's like it's a sort of knitting, crocheting, needlepoint. It's that sort of craft, isn't it? That's
but you don't have to be good at that, because I'm used to all those things and I can do this.
Yeah.
My mum is a fantastic knitter and she's tried to show me about 100 and crochet. My friends think I just can't do it. But this I could do, which pleased me because it is that sort of thing. Yeah. So if you're good at all those things, you'll be brilliant at this.
£6.95 for that one there. £6.95, and well done. They're flying out the door as well. Those. A lot of people taking your advice and getting a couple of those. Deb. See what you've created.
No, but like today, it did come in handy because I was trying to make up boards to show you, and I was trying to make up my samples, and I had one on the go that was mine. So see, I needed
you don't need to. I'm convinced. You don't need to convince me anymore.
No, this is if my husband's watching.
Oh right. She needs 5.
I needed 5
in her life,
and I need all of the gemstones that I've got. I need them.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. Not at all. Listen, if you're making beautiful things like this, you can have as many as you like, as far as I'm concerned.
It is beautiful, and you know, you can make them
that is staggering. That has astounded me. And that's what we're making at the moment.
And I think if you tell someone you've made that, they just think you're really, really clever. And of course you are. Very clever.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? If you know your job, if you know what you're doing, if you know a skill, you take it for granted. You know, and you do tend to take it for granted. But then you realise other people, you know, are very enamoured by what you can do, by the knowledge that you have. So if you've got the skill to be able to create some beautiful pieces of jewellery, share it. That's what I say. Get involved.
Right. So I'm going to just turn this upside down now and just show you what we've got coming out of the other end. There we go. So. What camera are we on? There we go. So if you have a look at that, it's growing out of the back, and it's just growing exactly like you saw it as the bracelet. So you would just continue on in that way until you got the length that you wanted. So that would either be bracelet length or necklace. Necklace is nice to match. You know, just tend to get it out time and time again. These are also really good to add your magnetic clasps onto as well, you know, if you've got dexterity problems, because they look like quite a chunky piece of jewellery, but they're really light. And then if you put your magnetic clasp on, it's not going to drag on it at all, and it's really quite a nice, easy thing to wear.
Do we do a magnetic clasp and that sort of, in the glue-in sort of feel?
Well, you wouldn't need necessarily the glue-in one. I'm not sure if we do, because you could just sort of wire a bead in between and just add it on, you know, or use these that we've got in the kit, you know, the crimp. Use the crimp and then add that crimp to add a magnetic clasp. So just make the Kumihimo length a bit shorter to allow for whatever clasp you're using. But the good thing about this is it does look intricate, but it's really light.
We like that. We like that.
So what you would do is you would keep going until you'd got the thread length that you want. And then I thought I'd show you, because I hadn't seen anyone do that before, of actually how to glue in and finish off your length. So let me find it.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go on this.
Go on in.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
So we're at there, so that needs to go up.
Yep.
So I need to drop a bead in, don't I?
Yeah, drop a bead in.
Drop a bead and let it fall underneath.
And just push it in.
Push it in under there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And
then turn it.
Turn it that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Top right.
Yep.
Down to bottom right.
Don't
drop a bead in. Drop the bead in.
But then you don't have to start with the bead. If you haven't done Kumihimo before, do a couple of braids just, you know, on its own.
I like the bead.
It's really quite relaxing.
I am a friend of the bead already. I'm loving that.
It looks good, doesn't it?
That's one of my favourite things, I think. Oh, hang on, drop the bead in. Do you know what? I'd be so annoying sitting there watching telly. Drop the bead in. Top right, top left, drop the bead in. That's awesome. You carry on. I'm going to drop this down here so you've
carry
got.
Thank you. See, and that's from watching it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? I don't know about you, but sometimes when I look at things like that, my mind closes and I think, I can't do that. You can.
No, that's amazing.
It's super easy.
That is amazing.
Really easy. So imagine that we've done a lovely big braid and that we've ended up by taking it off the board and then just tying a knot exactly as I started with. So I've just done a little diddy one here to show you. Now you need to choose your clasp that you want to be about the right size. So luckily someone's put a lot of thought into these kits and the clasp that we've got fit beautifully for these braids, so that's good. So what I would usually do, if I found that my braid was much too small and it was just kind of wiggling about inside, is take another length of cord.
You don't need me for anything, do you?
No, you carry on.
That's all right. As long as you don't need me for anything. I'm going to run out of beads in a minute anyway, so that's all right. That's fine.
See how relaxing? It's quite relaxing.
It's very, do you know what? It's relaxing.
I'm not just saying it, it's really relaxing. And then what you would do is just wind.
Bead.
You'll be asleep tonight and just suddenly shout out in the middle of the night, bead! And just wrap it round so that actually makes your braid thicker. So if you needed to do that to fit into a larger clasp, that's fine, then you just tie a knot, okay? But for this instance, the clasp it's just right. So I'm going to take my scissors. Can I mention these scissors? These are our leather scissors.
Do what you like, I'm busy.
These are our leather scissors, and I use them for absolutely everything. I use them for friendly plastic, for cutting cords. So if you haven't got those, I'd recommend those if they're on our website. They're really, you know that often you get scissors and they go blunt. These are absolutely brilliant. So you just cut your ends. You can either choose, if your knot fits, to push your knot all the way in, which that one does, or you could cut it off and just push your braid itself in. And what I tend to do is just put my glue, a good amount of glue, into the middle there. As you can see, that's quite deep. So put a good amount of glue into there. Make sure that the glue dries clear and that it's suitable for porous and non-porous surfaces. But most of the jewellery glue that we do here is suitable for that. And then just pop your braid in. And then what I tend to do is my good old friend, the masking tape, is I take some masking tape, and while I'm waiting for that to dry, because that can take up to sort of a few hours depending on whatever glue you're using, I would just wrap that around and leave it like that, so that you're giving it that stability while it's drying, and that will give you a really sturdy.
I'm back in the room. Sorry,
you back in the
lost
room?
me for a minute there.
Have you done it? See, it's relaxing, isn't it?
That is amazingly relaxing.
So even if you did a little bit like that, that would be a nice earrings. You could just put a big bead at the bottom.
That is so. Do you know what? That is really, really relaxing. I like it. You
get kind of a bit addicted to it at first.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
I'm going to come back next week and I'll have a big beaded Kumihimo cake all running down the inside of my suit.
Not everyone could have that.
No, but you know, not everyone could pull that off.
You'd be an individual, I think.
Yeah.
You'd get comments.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly.
So then when you've finished, you've got this gorgeous end that's really, really secure and really sturdy. And if I get the brace, no, what did I use? Let's have a look at this one. If I get the necklace to show you, I've actually taken a length of exactly the same technique as I've just shown you, but I've put the blue beads on, and I have just sort of Kumihimo'd a not so long length, and then I've put the ends on so that I've used it as part of my lariat.
Okay.
So you can use a piece of Kumihimo as part of your design rather than the whole design. Do you see what I mean? And that didn't take many beads at all, and that was done by basically putting a coloured bead and then a metal bead, coloured bead, metal bead, coloured bead, metal bead as I went round, and
so
it made kind of stripe.
When you load up your desk, every second one has a metal bead and then a coloured bead on the next. Talking about the beads, by the way, while we're there, because unfortunately the kit for today has sold out already, but we have got a selection of beads for you. Absolutely, but these are the same size as the beadsmith beads. These here.
Oh, brilliant!
So
what's the hole like?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. They're all. What was that, Phil? They're all quartzite, but they look quite.
That would be fine. All you'd need to do is take your Eslon and divide it into 3, and that will go through there, no problem.
There we go. There we go. So yeah, they're all the same size. Yeah, they're all the same size, aren't they? So
you'd get a lovely rainbow effect if you Kumihimo'd all different colours like that.
Yeah. Awesome. So all these here, 4mm round collection, 10 strands of your quartzite in your apple green, blue quartzite, fuchsia, light orange, light pink, peach, black quartzite, lilac. Did you say lilac or lilac?
Lilac.
Lilac, good.
I quite like lilac though.
I quite like lilac.
Lilac.
I've never heard it till I come to the UK. Lilac, pale pink quartzite, and ruby red quartzites and necklace.
Necklace.
Do people say necklace?
People say necklace, and my friend says necklace, and she's from Derby.
Yeah.
And my other friend who's Scottish says necklace.
All right.
Oh, and my friend from Dublin says necklace as well.
Ah.
But I say necklace.
Maybe it's you that's wrong then. Sorry, but if there's 4 of you and 3 of your friends say one way,
other people do. It's me. All right, I'll take that.
I'm with you. I say necklace. £29.50 is not your price, because we're having a price crash, a tropical price crash. The price isn't rising, it isn't surprising, it's going real low. £21.95. That's 10 strands. What's that, £2.20 per strand? That's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And of course you get a load on there. To put it in perspective, if I drop, if I put these on here and just show you, look, I mean that's quite a substantial piece of jewellery there, isn't it? That bit in the centre. So if I just put a little selection in there, and you can see, I don't know how wide we can come on that camera, you can see where my hands are, and then we've got all of that left there as well. And of course you've only got, 2 strands in there, isn't it? And you've got 2 strands in the necklace, and I've got 10 strands in my hand. So, times that by 5, and there's a lot, basically, is the point I'm trying to make. £21.95 on those. And a bit of your staple diet for Kumihimo, or just because this is the only display I've seen, this is the only demonstration I've seen, is this sort of very much...
very much, and I think it's always the way that when you start Kumihimo, you don't see any of the little diddy beads.
Right, okay.
Because when we first started bringing it here, we didn't have any diddy beads, and I was dying to show that beaded technique, and I just used to just show it with the cord because we didn't have any suitable beads. But now obviously they've got lots in with this kind of thing in mind. So but now you can take all of these colours, and you could experiment loads with this because you've got loads of different colours. You could get like this rainbow effect. You could just use 2 colours. You might want to use 1 colour and then just a little bit of darkness in there. It's quite nice when you just kind of randomly put the colours together to see what you're going to end up with, because you can end up with all different. It can never be the same twice, so it's really bespoke in that respect.
And you've got real sort of contrast, haven't you? Like you say, you know, the neon sort of pinks in there, the bright yellows. You've got that real gorgeous apple, real Granny Smith sort of green there.
That's lovely.
And then you've got the ruby reds and of course subtle pinks, and so you've got that love. If you're going to put them alongside each other, they're just going to stand out. You're going to get that little ping of colour out of those as well. Lots of people coming in for these. Well done, Susan, Sue, Kay, Sue, Anonymous, Sarah, Madeline Ann, Jenny, Carol, Sarah, Daphne, Amanda in Northamptonshire there as well. Congratulations if you've come in and got this. We've everything in the Kumihimo has been selling out today, so we're going to have to start selling our cups in a minute, because it's just you're loving it, and why not? I love that. Is awesome. I'm still raving about that bracelet. That is awesome.
I think as well with these little beads, they're very good for. I made a flower on the other necklace just to show that you don't actually have to do the Kumihimo. I think I used 9 beads for each petal and did a 7-petal flower. So that's not a lot of beads when you see how many 9 is on those big long strands. So you can make some really quite statement, colourful flowers to add. I think last time I did a Kumihimo show, I made a big long Kumihimo length. And then I made different flowers and I just wired it on. It looked really lovely, really quite, again, statement but not heavy. It's not going to drag you down.
Do we have techniques on our website? I'm assuming there's some Kumihimo techniques on the website.
Yeah, I'm sure, and we've got DVDs as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we have some DVDs available as well on the website. Maybe if we've got any left. I don't know if we've got any left.
Yeah, and also if you go and have a look back at past shows, you know, the designer inspiration, I think it's Prue who's our actual Kumihimo expert, and I'm sure she's done some, you know, so if you want to take it to the next level, you'll see some different ideas and designs. Also, there's lots of patterns online, there's lots of books out there, but just go onto our Jewellery Maker YouTube, and then our designer inspiration, just put Jewellery Maker Kumihimo, and any of the shows that we've done Kumihimo in will come up. So you can have a look and see what, because we all do it differently.
We've got that. We're going to, on the break, we're going to play a little advert about the Kumihimo DVD as well. Do you mind doing a little question and answer session?
No,
We've got a few questions. I've got a few questions. Starting off with Susan. Sorry, missed half the demo. Did you put beads on all the strands?
I did. You don't have to. You do get a look, a more sparse look if you put them on every other one or just opposite. I put them for that really full effect, that kind of bubble chain effect, put them on every single one. I said for a bracelet between 20 and 30 on each of the 8 strands will be enough. And you've got more than enough in that tube. You get absolutely tons in that tube.
So that's 20 to 30?
That was 20. That was 20 times 8, so 160 beads. And it was literally like that much. I haven't got the tube with me. It was about, you know, not even a quarter of the tube, a fifth of the tube. So the good thing about this is it was hard when I first started to get enough beads, enough of them, affordably, of the same style to make a full bracelet, but to get that gorgeous effect, and I do love that effect, and it's never got old with me. I still make that.
It just feels so nice as well.
It feels lovely.
It's tactile,
people always comment when I wear my bracelets, and I usually do them in metal mainly, silvers or golds. People always comment on them when I wear them. So yeah, put them on each strand.
Awesome, loving those. Next. What's the difference in diameter between the large and small discs, please? I prefer the smaller one. What's the large disc best for? Difference in diameter? Do we have a little?
If I go out of shot, I can grab my ruler. Excuse me a minute.
Do we have the little? Do we have the little disc?
I haven't got my little disc.
Have we got the little disc we had before, Amelia? It was in the last kit that we did.
We did.
And we'll measure that up.
Okay, so that's 15 centimetres. It'll be the same, won't it?
And
this one's 15 centimetres in diameter, and this little diddy one is 11. That doesn't sound right, does it? No, it is. But you see the difference being, I've got little, I said before, I've got little hands. I've also got arthritis in my thumbs. So sometimes I find, because obviously I do lots of jewellery making, if my hands ache, I find this one a bit easier because I'm not stretching my hands out.
And to alternate between the two as well, because, you know, you've got, obviously if you're doing the same technique all the time, you know, RSI and things like that, you have to watch out for.
Yeah.
So if you're working from a big, you know, you're going to be on a slightly different angle from the big to the small, which means you're going to be moving different muscles in your hands.
So obviously if you've got bigger hands and longer fingers, you'll probably find it easier to use the bigger one because you've got the, you know, you don't want to be fiddling. But also I think they made these primarily, and this is only my opinion, but I think they made them primarily for travelling.
Right.
You know, because people go to beading groups and you can just slip that in your bag and you don't even know it's there. As I say, I've got a few, more than one, because I use them both for different things.
We're all friends here, Deb, it's all right.
Hopefully the husband's now busy with the children and he's not listening. He knows. I can't pull the wool over his eyes. He knows.
Right, next, thank you, Deb. I bought all the boards and cords ages ago, and you've just made my day as you've done an excellent, easy to understand demo.
Oh,
says
yay!
Glenys.
Oh, thank you.
I agree, Glenys. I've done it as well. You know.
Go for it, Glenys. You've got to get making now. You'll love it.
I'm in bead heaven. So what was that, Phil? Oh yeah, if you want to text in, by the way, if you want to text in 60777, make sure you start your text with JM Studio in capitals. Does it have to be in capitals, guys? I'm assuming, as you see there, JM Studio in capitals, 60777, and yeah, send us a message. Send us a message. Love the Kumihimo show. It's brilliant. I love doing it and learned through JM. Please, could you let me know? Can you Kumihimo wire?
You can. It looks a bit like Viking knit. I knew the word would come to me. I just have to think for a while. It's my age, you know. It looks a bit like Viking knit when you Kumihimo wire, and again you can get a different texture with the thicker wire than you do with thinner. You can't really use too thick wire because it's too hard on your hands. But yeah, you most certainly can, and I've had some lovely results from. I actually Kumihimo'd wire before I knew how to Viking knit.
Right. Okay.
So you get sort of a similar-ish kind of look.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can.
Amanda in Northamptonshire, would you use the same length of threads for the thicker materials, so a metre of any thread for a bracelet, or do you need more for the thicker ones?
No, I tend to use the same, but then that's just, I'm a very organic jewellery maker. You know, like Mark, he measures everything, and I kind of, how I do it is I do an arm's length. I do an arm's length, then I fold it in half. And I always like to have more than I need, because you know the strands that you end up with at the end, the egg strands, I often incorporate those into the design. So if I'm doing a necklace, I might have them coming down and then put beads on them, or I might just bow them or whatever. So I would say no. If you're usually quite safe with half a metre, you could probably go less than that. I always like to have more than less, just it gives you the option for mistakes or for adding in rather than sort of running out, which I always think is the worst scenario. If you run out, don't worry, you can put an extender chain on to make it fit. You can work it into your design by just adding on a couple of beads before you put the clasp on. But do measure it as you go. If you know exactly what your measurement is for your piece, measure it out of the back of your board as you go. But I've always found that half a metre is fine for me when I've been doing it.
Are the beads on sale now good for Kumihimo, size-wise? I just came onto the show. Yes.
You would need to, with a couple of the threads, one's thicker than the other. Just all you do.
One's 0.9, one's 0.4. So the 0.4 you'd be all right with.
If you tease it with your pliers, it comes apart into 3 strands. And so then cut it, put it apart into 3 strands, and those individual strands will happily go through those.
Okay, cool.
And it makes your cord go a bit further as well when you do it like that.
One more. Sarah, hey, thank you for this demonstration. Quick question. Some Kumihimo kits have toggle style clasps. How can you attach them and keep it neat?
Toggle, well these were toggle type clasps. In the way that I showed you, you just glue them in and then the toggle is on the end. So it's exactly the toggle clasps that I've seen. Or the other way to do it, which I did on that necklace, is I just took 2 of the strands and just tied, if it's just a regular clasp, you know, like the toggle clasp we get in with our findings kit, if that's what you mean, if you can see there, what I did was I just took 2 of the strands and I tied a double knot. Now I've deliberately frayed that because I like the look, but I know some people might not want to see it. So if you didn't want to see that, you would just cut it very, very precisely and then put a dab of glue or clear nail varnish on. I've left a little bit of frame because I wanted to see the blue with the metal. So you could just tie it on and then trim away the other 6 tails. If you're talking about the actual Kumihimo clasps, they do actually come, as I've shown you, with a little bucket, and you can just glue it in. So that's really, really neat and tidy.
Have we got the glue on the web? Is there any on the website? Do we know? There might be some on the website. I've got a question. If you miss one by accident, is it?
You can. I can see it at the end. You can see a slight variation in the pattern when you're not using beads, but you'd have to look at it with a magnifying glass. If you get lost, then we've all done it. You know, you sort of carry on, and you might have to sort of abandon ship and start again. But you tend to get into such a rhythm and so used to it that you can tell by eye if something looks wrong. So you just think that doesn't look right. It must be back that way. Which is why the technique about having 3 at the bottom when you need to leave it is quite a good one.
I think it's a top tip, that three. I definitely think after doing a little bit there. There is glue on the website, by the way. There is glue on the website. The quartzite strands are still available there. I think we're going to short break. Going to a short break. If you've got any more questions, keep sending them in, and we'll come back and Debs will answer them. But thank you, Debs.
Very welcome.
Amazing, awesome, loving your work. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
Get creating stunning designs in no time at all with this brilliant introduction to Kumihimo DVD with guest designer Sarah Elvin. These easy to follow steps on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and will show you the best techniques to get you started with this amazing medium. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. The Collector's Choice features high-caliber gemstones which are prized for their outstanding attributes. They could be examples of rare gemstones, gemstones of pure clarity or exceptional quality. They're all hand-faceted by our experienced lapidarists in our cutting houses in the heart of Jaipur. This maximises the brilliance and lustre of the gemstones. The Collector's Choice from Jewellery Maker.
Before any of the gemstones that arrive here in Jaipur can leave Jaipur for the UK, they need to be tested. So all the genuine gemstone strands go from the vendor to an independent laboratory. They're then tested to prove that they are what they say they are. Now, as you can see here, this shipment of emerald arrived this morning, and it comes with this. This is really important. This shows that the emerald has been tested in random strands and can be proven to be genuine emerald. If this authenticity card doesn't arrive with a genuine gemstone, then the shipment won't go to the UK.
You can now keep in touch by following Jewellery Maker on Twitter. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Using your beading wire, simply thread on a lobster claw clasp. Then, taking both ends of the beading wire, thread on a crimp bead. Use your pliers to flatten the crimp. Next, thread a bead of your choice onto each side of the wire. Then, taking both ends of the wire, thread on another bead. Repeat this process until you have the desired look you want. Here is an example of a finished necklace where this technique has been used.
You can now watch clips from Jewellery Maker on our YouTube channel. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
The latest edition of the Lure Book is now available. This highly regarded gemstone encyclopedia features over 1,300 pages full of facts and knowledge. Discover the places, the people and the stories behind every gemstone. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
And then Phil said he hadn't seen someone bead so beautifully in his life as Drew did in his... Hi, welcome back to Design Inspiration with myself, Drew Nicholls, self-professed golden wanderer from down under, and the gorgeous and lovely and very talented Debs.
Hello.
We enjoyed that. We enjoyed that. Things are going to get even better.
They really are.
This is a huge, huge, huge kit that's coming up. Have we got a shot of that kit? It is massive, and the price we've got with all the findings, excuse me, I did the mistake of having a sip of a fizzy drink in the break. Should never have done that. Sorry. There are a huge amount of findings in that. That's coming up. Talking about findings, these are nice as well. Oh, these are yeah, these are. You got these lovely little fans, these little leaves. These are gorgeous, like little pixies blankets. These, aren't they? Check these out. They are gorgeous. Sterling silver fancy leaf charms. Amazing. Where can you see these being used? Where would you? Have you seen them?
No, I've never.
Yeah, come and check these out. They're gorgeous. They're very. They're a little bit 1920s. You know, just the end, when they end a piece of jewellery in that sort of era, they had that lovely, it was that sort of fairy forest.
I'm just thinking how long that would take to make out of a sheet of metal, because that's my thing. You'd have to do a technique called fold forming, which involves softening the metal, hammering it, opening it, softening the metal, It takes absolutely ages, and with those being little wee ones, it would take even longer. So to actually be able to buy them with that gorgeous kind of fold forming effect on, because that really does look like a leaf, because you've got all of the veins and you've got the contour, you know, it's not a flat shape. And I love that in my metal components, when it actually looks like it has the form of the leaf or the flower, and they really do.
I love the bail as well. I mean, look at this. The attention to detail. I don't know if you can see that there, but you can see that. I'm just going to drop those ones down there for a minute. But see how you've got how the stem of the leaf is just sort of swirled around on the top. They've really thought about that. The whole design is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. These are 95 sterling silver. They've got the 925 sterling silver imprint as well, which you can just make up. So you've got your 95 hallmark in there as well. 15 by 13 millimeters on these. You've got 5 of these individually. So what was that, Phil? How many of these have we got? Okay, we did have 60. We've got 30. 28. Okay, we've got less than half left. Less than half available in these now. Lots of interest from you on the line, and I don't blame you at all. They are lovely, and just the whole look. You know, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really like the bail. I just think it's not. You know, sometimes they make a find or they make a charm or something, and you've got the charm, you've got the lovely charm, you've got the lovely design, and then they just stick a bulk standard bail on the top. You know, which is fine for some things, you know. But when you do get it, I mean, that is just that's a perfect way to finish a drop. You know, the drop of a pendant, the drop of an earring, or just to make some charms. I mean, when you think charms when you think about what you pay for charms on the high street, you know, 25, probably one of the cheapest charms that you can buy, 25, 30 pounds, and you've got 5 of these for £9.95. So even just to chuck a little you know, a little what's the word I'm looking for? The like a shepherd's hook, a crook there for a pair of earrings, or a little eye pin on the end. You know, just attach them to a bracelet. even to have a classic little sterling silver bracelet, and maybe started off, that's your first charm on it. That's a
Well, if
lovely
you've
little piece.
got the spinel from earlier,
Yeah.
that lovely spinel,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
put one of these on a sterling silver jump ring, and you have that as that spinel was silly money, wasn't it? And then imagine how much that would cost in the high street from one of the designers, which is all it
Yeah.
is. It's a silver charm and then black spinel
Yeah.
on. It's on stretchy elastic.
Yeah,
it's not even got a
gorgeous.
clasp. I'd wear that all the time. That'd be
Yeah.
something I'd layer up with my
Yeah.
bangles. That would look beautiful.
I mean, just these are going to sell out, by the way. These are going to sell out. They are stunning. I really like those. Really like those. Do you know what? And I don't know why it reminds me of this, but as a kid, I had some of the old Rupert books.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
like the little pixie people in the, you know, and they used to have like the little pixie hats and all that. It's just, you know, I can imagine one of them doing a fan dance with the. Just me then. Right, moving on. I've got, where am I looking? Oh yes, I've got some wonderful, these were brand new yesterday. These are, is it all of them or? So you get the one strand, those are, what's the other one? That's really nice, those other ones in there. These are, so your ruby zoisite. So basically, this is your zoisite gemstone with your little ruby, your corundum, within these pieces. So you've got all these lovely little flashes of red within the gemstone. So these are your little corundum pieces, your red ruby flashes that you get within the green. So it's a very, very pretty gemstone, wonderful colour. Of course, zoisite is your base gemstone for your tanzanite as well. There's a little link there as well. 10 to 12 to 27 by 7 millimeters on these, so really good sized nuggets on these as well. Fantastic little drops. You know, if you find yourself stuck in sort of small bead land and you want to break out of it a little bit and add a little bit of texture to a piece, they're perfect, aren't they?
I ordered those yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, I was introduced to this gemstone when it was my parents' ruby wedding,
Yeah.
and I wanted to make something for my mum.
Yeah.
But my mum's likes quite unusual statement jewellery, and I thought this would be something different to use
Yeah.
this gemstone. So that's when I discovered it. And I just fell in love with it because of the different. Every single gemstone is different on the strand.
Yeah.
It's got some have got red in, some have got the darker greens. It's really beautiful.
And it is that fact of people say, you know, when you look at it, when you get close enough, look and say, and they ask questions about it, to tell them that it's actually ruby.
ruby, yeah.
Ruby on. It's almost like ruby on the matrix, really, is what
Yeah.
we're looking at here on the gemstone, and it's just a real interesting conversation point. A lot, 300 carats, you get a lot of nuggets. This was launched yesterday, £7.95. Take advantage of the fact that Debs didn't buy 5 of these like she did the Kumihimo round the beading mats, because there'd be none of these left if she'd had her way. £7.95. And again, just the sheer amount you get on a strand like this.
I love those. I like these bigger nuggets, you know, these long ones, because I like to put a little bunch of them in between a big round gemstone or a big nugget, and it just gives this kind of natural, organic look to your jewellery.
Yeah.
And I looked at that last night, and I thought, if I was the guest designer on when they did it, I would just say, I nearly texted in, just string it, just restring it, put a sterling silver clasp on it, and charge 40 quid for it. Bang, done.
That is light. I mean, it's just such a lovely colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Real sort of emerald greens in there. Could you, right, just putting us out there, right, maybe completely out there, but you know that bracelet that you made?
Yeah.
Could you thread like these on as well, so you could have like a little...
It's people do it with, they're called dagger beads, you know, the glass kind of acrylic-y ones.
Yeah.
And then it gives kind of a spiky Kumihimo, and it looks lovely.
And if you do it, so how would you do that so it doesn't fall onto the wrist side of the bracelet? Is there a way you work that out? Or do you just do it and it just works out?
Yeah, and then what you would do is it would be chunky, so it would sit up from your wrist, or it would be nice and necklace. If you braided, say, 10 centimetres of just braid, and then you started to add your beads so that you've just got a clump in the middle, and then you continued with your braid. So that's a way of having it. Or if you wanted them to go further, just string them on a piece of beading thread for the middle, and then just have chain either side. So if you don't want that full statement look, I think strands like this can go such a long way as well. You know, if you don't want to go.
There's so many on there. There's so many of these on here. I mean, it is ridiculous. Again, if I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's 10, approximately 10 in between my fingers, and you can see the sizes. You know, there are a lot of gemstones on that one single strand there. £7.95. A quick question for Debbie. Just a thought, if taking the Kumihimo disc on holiday, could you use it for macrame too?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you could just put your main strand and use it as a, so you know how you would pin it to a cushion before, you just pin it to the board, because like the macrame board that I've got here that I'm using as a bead mat, it's made of exactly the same stuff. So you could just put it on your knee and put a pin on it, or just use one of the tops the way you would use your macrame board. So you could. It's a really versatile little thing to have, actually, because you're not going to take your big macrame board on holiday, are you? Right, get on the plane.
Hey Drew, it's a ginkgo leaf, and you are spot on. There was a Rupert the Bear story about ginkgo leaves. I knew it. I knew it. Thank you very much, Susan and Swansea. Do you know the old Rupert book?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I absolutely love them. And there's a newspaper that does little runs of them as well. Like,
is there?
There's a newspaper that does, you know, they have the cartoons, like Marmaduke and all that, you know, the little ones. Yeah, I can't remember, but every now and again I just see a little slither, like a little section, and I went, I remember that.
I used to love Rupert the Bear.
There. And all the don't get me started on Rupert the Bear. You'll never get me back. You'll never get me back from Rupert the Bear. We're going to do what? 3 strands of Jasper. Jasper. This is Jasper from the words iaspis, from, I don't know if it's Latin or Greek for spotted stone. And you've got wonderful colours. Beautiful and gorgeous shapes as well, and all these. So for those of you who like your regulated shapes, we have your rounds in one single strand from a single Jasper in the center. There is, again, restrand that, absolutely sorted, straight out of the back. Then we have your, what do we call in these? Polished nuggets, and well, they're both pretty polished, these actually. Small nuggets, and so 150 carats of the nuggets and 200 carats of the nuggets. So basically 2 different size nuggets on these. All highly polished, a bit more flatter, some of those. Some of these are top drilled. Would you class those as top drilled? I think you'd class those as top drilled, wouldn't you? Yeah. So some of these are top drilled and some of these are center drilled. So basically, this is going to fulfill your fancy Jasper requirements in one hit. In one hit, you've got a huge carat weight over all these. You've got 180 in the plain rounds, 150 in one small nuggets, 200 in the other small nuggets there as well. Lovely colours, delicate deep greens, some cool whites. I mean, so many different shades coming out from your Jasper here. 0800 644 655 if you're just tuning in. Welcome, my name's Drew Nicholls. I've got the lovely Debs with me today, and I say we. Debs is doing some amazing pieces. We've already done some amazing pieces on the Kumihimo, and we're coming up with an incredible kit very, very soon, and we're doing ridiculous prices. That is 3 strands of Jasper. Now, these are quite a dense gemstone, so they're quite heavy, and I like that in a piece of jewelry. You know, when you pick something up and it's sort of, you have that weight to it, doesn't it? It sort of gives you that intrinsic value to it, I think. It's
really, jewelry, I think, in its nature is very tactile. You know, if you go to buy it, you want to pick it up and feel it and see how it feels to you. And I think a lot of that is the quality of the gemstones. And different gemstones appeal to different people, don't they, and different personalities. But I think when you're working with something like this, it's that kind of neutral colour tones, so it's going to basically go with a lot of things rather than going for your blacks or your clear. This sort of colour scheme goes with quite a lot, so I think you can get away with some quite unusual designs putting a lot of these together.
Yeah, I mean, and they're all very much, you know, there's sort of some that stand out as individual pieces, but there's a lot of these of the same ilk, of the same sort of tones that you can put together. And again, if you like working with your findings, you know, I can see these working really well with sort of, you know, the silvers and the golds and that real contrast. You know, really going to bring out the colours. I think you could probably, if you put you know, too many of these one colour together, you can sort of lose the appeal of the individual gemstones. But if you space them out with a bit of silver, a bit of metalwork in there, stunning, absolutely stunning. £8.95. That is for your 3 strands. 3 strands. Very nice, very nice. We're going to an absolute classic. We're going to Lapis lazuli in antiquity. This could have been referred to as sapphire because sapphire comes from the word sapphirus, meaning blue stone. Basically, every blue stone was called sapphire. Also, would have been referred to as a precious gemstone because of the ability to carve it. I know I've mentioned this before, but when we talk about these sorts of gems, it was these sorts of gems like the carnelians of the world that that were able to be carved, and so were utilised a lot in the jewellery, and lapis is certainly one of those. Wonderful, rich blues. You get the iron impurities, which give you those little flashes of golds in there as well. And some stunning little beads in here as well. So again, if you've got those Kumihimo quartzite from earlier on, I'm sure these would be what's the holes? Yeah, not too bad. You'd have to unthread your thread. See, I've learnt that already. And with it, so even with this one, so this one here, this is a slightly smaller hole on here. Could you use that for Kumihimo as well?
Yeah, because when you pull apart the thread, it's honestly like
so
you're
only governed by whether the thread can go through the hole.
You just got to choose your thread, but you can use a beading needle if it's very fiddly, and just put the needle through with the very fine thread, and then that's an easier way to do it, you know, rather than, because the smaller the more fiddly. But in a way it's satisfying because you start with all of these small beads and it ends up being something amazing. And even though it did take a while, I think sometimes the most beautiful things take time, don't they? And you end up with something amazing. I love the lapis because it's like a little night sky. Every single one has got that.
It's gorgeous.
I love lapis.
It's and again, it's got such a history to it. You know, thousands and thousands of years this has been used in jewellery. You've got things like Tutankhamun's mask, and you know, just so many classic and iconic images involve lapis. You've got the 3 individual strands here. For 3 strands of lapis lazuli, we've only got how many? Oh, we've only got 33 of these available. 33 of these available. That is certainly a clear out price. Someone's just fallen over in the go. It's all right. Don't panic. Don't panic. £6.95. Oh, is it? You know it's a good price when the manager goes, oh my goodness, I'm going to buy one of those. £6.95 for your lapis trio. So these are, you've got 250 carats, drop style small nuggets, 25 carats, 3mm and 4mm rounds in these. Welcome. You've got Essex, you've got Surrey, you've got Fife, Greater London, Cardiff, Cambridgeshire, Neath, Port Talbot, you've got Worcestershire, County Armagh, Devon, Essex, Lancashire, Sussex, Oregon, I like that, Galloway, Tyne-and-Wear, Greater Manchester, West Midlands, Angus, New York as well, concrete jungle where dreams are made of, £6.95. It's ridiculous. Half the stock is gone. Like I said, these are closeout deals. Absolute closeout deals. We only had 33 of these available. We've got people multi-buying in here as well. Well done, Kathy, getting a couple of those in. Congratulations, Jonathan, getting a couple of those in as well. So many people coming in from the Channel Islands to New York. They have gone out the door at £6.95. I tell you, that is awesome. Ever been to New York?
Yeah.
I need to show off. I've never been to America.
I always say no. Everyone always goes, Jenny usually says, have you been here? And I go, no. And then a little while later she goes, have you been here? I go, no. And I think I really seem like I'm really sad I've not been anyway. So I'm really happy I could say yes that time. Yay, I've actually been
I've never been to New York. I've never been to America. I need to go to America. And I always go the other way. You know, Europe round that way. Because I'm from New Zealand, you see, so anything, you know, that isn't Australia is interesting to me, and they're only like 4 hours away, aren't they? You know, 2-4 hours away. So, what we're doing next? If we could, like, you know, work in between mine and Debbie's little conversations. These are a lovely little collection. Oh, hang on. Let me have a look at these. You show your age when you have to do that, isn't it? You know, I got a new prescription for my glasses, and I have to do that now. I know. I have to. If I want to look up close, I have to put my glasses on my head like that so I can see it. I don't know whether I'm going to get a monocle. I'm actually thinking about buying a monocle.
What's a monocle?
Like a one.
Oh yeah.
You know, I wasn't winking at you.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I want eyes.
Like a pirate. Oh.
No, it's not a pirate. That's an eye patch.
Yeah, no, they have that thing.
No, they didn't.
They did.
You name me a pirate that's got a monocle.
John. John the pirate.
One-eyed John. No, what was his name in Goonies? One-eyed Willie. He had an eye patch, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He had an eye patch. Yeah,
but underneath he had a monocle.
What's his name? The Sky at Night. He had a monocle,
Yeah, he
didn't
did.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. Patrick
yeah.
Moore. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get a monocle. Now this is your nugget duo. 100 carats green garnet and 60 carats of your golden rutile quartz. Love rutile. You get these wonderful rutile inclusions, beautiful rutile strands known as Venus hairs in them as well, and they run through the quartz, and again it just adds that little bit of interest to the piece. As you can see, the colour of the strand that you run through the gemstone is also going to push some colour through that gemstone as well. That's in your rutile, and then you've got your green garnet. I mean, when you talk green garnets, you know, immediately I'm thinking of sort of Zavarite garnets within there, and that wonderful flash of green, gorgeous greens that you see in there. It's such an unusual colour in your garnet. Garnet from the word granitus, from the ancient word for seeds. Apparently an allusion to pomegranate seeds. Probably talking about more about your rhodonite garnets and your red garnets, but also the way garnets are found, like little spots of seeds in the in the matrix. So you'll find these little spots as you look up. They're like little seeds embedded in the rock. But these, I mean, these work so well together. And look at the prices: £6.95. Your nugget duo, 100 carats. 100 carats. Gorgeous. Now our last set just sold out. So we've got the Jasper that we've had on. These are going to work together as well. If you got the Lapis as well from the last auction, unfortunately the Lapis has sold out. You know, they just all, so they're those lovely earthy tones, aren't they? Beautiful earthy tones on there. So we're looking at those two strands. Golden rutile. Do you like your rutile quartz, Debs?
Yeah, I love it because I love all the little inclusions. They're not inclusions, are they? The little pieces, are they?
Rutile inclusions,
little inside. I love that because again, every single one's different.
Yeah.
You can never know what you're going to see when you look at them.
And we've got a great sample in the museum, and you can see it's almost like if you look at it, it's almost like looking at the rocks at the seaside. And there's loads of I don't know what you call them over here. We call them kinna in New Zealand, and like the sea eggs, you know, with the spikes on them.
Yeah.
They're called kinna in New Zealand. Yeah. And basically you have these wonderful. This is the black rutile inclusion. That it sort of grows out of the quartz. Then the quartz envelops it and flows around and sort of envelops all the rutile. And that's where you have these. And then you get all these lovely little strands in here. I mean, there's some lovely examples. They're like little flashes of gold. And some of those, you know, if you move it and you catch the light, you can see these little flashes of gold. And they're £6.95 for both those strands. box number 19, all the way from Mooka Creek in Australia. It can only be Mookaite. Yeah, g'day. You've got here it's instantly recognisable, this gemstone, and do you know, I don't know why it's instantly recognisable, but it's one of those gems where you just know straight away that it's Mookaite. It's the colours, but you can get this in other colours. You know, agate comes in this colours. I think it's sort of almost like the pastel shade that you get, or the feel, or just the finish on the gems. But they're gorgeous, and you always get these little random, these lovely little odd colours, in random colours that come through these strands. They are beautiful. It's such a unique gemstone from Mooka Creek in Australia. Low stock. How many? Only 32 of these. Only 32 of these. 30 carats of Mookaite. 4mm rounds on here, and 8mm rounds. It's like £6.95 again, bit of a no-brainer there as well. It's almost a bit comic-y. You know what I mean? Comic strip. The colours.
It's the colours, the way they go together.
Yeah.
I always keep Mookaite together when I get it, so I'll make like a bracelet out of the whole of the Mookaite, and then maybe put a charm on or a drop on with one of the larger stones, just because I think it. Why do anything? Mother Nature's just made it perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's and again, I don't know why but it is instantly recognisable.
Yeah,
it's just that. And the only thing I can think of is like that comic strip sort of colouring, and it's bright, but it's not in your face. It's not saturation.
Almost matte, but it's not matte. It's really hard to describe.
It's like matte, but it's not exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's something about it. £6.95 on this. If you've never experienced Mookaite, if you've never had Mookaite, if you've never tried Mookaite, have a go. Just have a go and have a look, and you'll see what I mean. When you get it home, you'll understand. You can put it alongside any other gemstone, and you will instantly recognise it as Mookaite. And from then on, once you've seen it once, you'll never forget it. And it's just something about it. £6.95. 2 different strands here. 2 strands for £6.95. Very nice. Sorry, what was that? Do you know what? Kirsty is in Australia, and has actually brought. Whereabouts in Australia are you, Kirsty? Send us a message. Send us a message. This has come all the way from Australia, and now it's going all the way back again to Kirsty in Australia. That is testament to the prices. £6.95 on this. My sister's in Mookaite. But do you know it?
My mum just went. No, I know it's in Australia. I don't know where it is.
I was going to say. No one's ever heard of Mookaite.
That's a fantastic name for a place, though, because they have those sorts of names over there, don't they? Like you know, it was in Australia.
Yeah, Dimbin. Hi Drew, Debbie and crew. I got some JM Mookaite yesterday. The colours are delicious. Remind me of food.
Yeah.
Red wine, tapas, olive oil, bread, drool. Do you know what I've got?
That's made me
Do you know
hungry.
what I've got? Cheese sandwich. And some coronation chicken, but I'm not going to eat that until after I've finished. Right, do not go anywhere. Keep an eye out for Kirsty's text. We want to know where Kirsty is in Australia. Yeah, Byron Bay, my sister. It's about 40 minutes in from Byron Bay.
Where did my mum go? The Gold Coast.
Yeah, just down from the Gold Coast.
Yeah, she went. She absolutely loved it. So it's just beautiful.
I know. Lovely. Bit warm. Are we going to do this now? We're just going to give you a sneak preview. All this here is going to go to a ridiculous price. There is a whole heap of findings for you. Do not go anywhere.
Our commitment here at Jewellery Maker is to provide you with genuine gemstones. Many places might not be able to do that, but we want to guarantee it. So how do we do it? We go to the laboratories and we get tests. We have our own in-house gemologists that can guarantee that when we say genuine gemstones, that's exactly what you're getting.
join guest designer Mark as he shares his passion for beautiful jewellery making with genuine gemstone chips and nuggets. You will learn various techniques including colour grading, how to triple plait, create stunning memory wire bracelets and earrings, as well as how to incorporate macrame into your designs. The full course includes a selection of gemstones, memory wire, threading materials and findings, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and gemstone museum, and a chance to visit our shop. And all for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Hold the jump ring firmly in your flat nose pliers. Then using your wire cutters, make a sharp snip. Remember, when opening a jump ring, only open north to south.
I can't think of a funny intro, so I'm not going to bother doing it. Right. That's because I had my cheese and tomato sandwich on there. Pick the onion out. You're all right. You'll be fine. I picked the onion out before we started. Right. When I was just talking to Phil about Debs on the break, and I said, so how do you think Debs is doing? And Phil said, she's boring. I don't think she's boring at all. I didn't think she's boring, but then I realised he didn't say she's boring. He said Shibori, which is the new type. Do you like that?
No.
Do you like that?
No, well done.
Do you know what? I'll tell you. I've got a whole load of them. Stick around. You'll go places. This is Shibori. Is the what do we call this? The braid, the
ribbon.
The ribbon, the ribbon style that we're using. I've not heard of Shibori ribbon before.
No, I haven't.
Oh, is it new for you as well?
I thought it was sari ribbon. So
okay.
But there is something about it. It's not like the sari ribbon. It's kind of sparkly. It's gorgeous.
It's a real sort of metallic sort of. It's almost like a cross between. Can I undo one of these? Is that all right? I'll tell you what. It's almost like, you know, the what's they make the flowers out of. The wire
mesh.
The wire mesh.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cross between if wire mesh and sari ribbon had a baby, this is what it would look like. This here, because it has that feel of a very fine metal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got good. It's a nice substantial ribbon, isn't it? It's not flimsy.
No, it's really, really, really thick. You can sort of see the colours coming out on there. So this is the Shibori ribbon. Now, I'm assuming we've done this before and just me and Debs have never seen it, or, you know, we've been somewhere else while you've been having this on. But this is part of the kit that we gave Debbie. And look, you've got all these colours here. And look at that finish, that texturing. It is beautiful. I mean, it gives you so much depth, doesn't it? There's little channels of colour in here. It
really adds to your design. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I don't like working with ribbon.
Right.
If I get ribbon in a kit, I go, oh no! And I got this out, and I was like, whoa!
Yeah.
And my imagination just went, phew. So if you've never been into like using ribbon before, this is different because it gives you quite an ethnic feel to jewellery, quite and you know the whole tribal vibe and everything's in this season. It gives you that. So together with the gemstones, it just gives a gorgeous look. So I'm really impressed with this. So I have to now take it back about ribbon. Right,
so you've got all the ribbon there. We have also got, so this is all, you're getting everything because the price is phenomenal. Now with the ribbon, they're 1 metre in each of those. Then we have your 3 strands. Which are, I mean, these are incredible. You couldn't get 3 more extreme strands here. You've got your wonderful rose quartz, which is of course your delicate pinks that you can see here. you have also got your amazing hematite here. These are your plain rounds. They are absolutely stunning as well. And have a look at what we have here. Your druzy, and do you know what, I was going to steal it, but I'm going to give you a credit, okay? I'm going to give you a credit on this one. To quote, and I quote Debs, they've got crystal caves in the centre, and what we mean by that, and she's right, and I love that because it sums it up. Every now and again you get these little quartzite crystal caves in the centre of these, so you get that lovely little sparkle on that. It's a beautiful frosted bead, and you get these gorgeous little, they're like little planets, aren't they? Absolutely stunning, all the colours that you can see on these here. So you've got those three extremes. This is all, okay, so I'm still going. We've got all those. We're also going to throw in for you these selections of these wonderful frosted beads that you've got here. And how many of these do we have? 12. A dozen silver-plated copper round beads. They're 1.1 centimetre.
They're gorgeous.
So 11 mil. So they are good size. So you've got a dozen of those, and look at this. The price is going to be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. There is a whole host of findings in here. Gold silver plated head pins, 10 of those. Silver plated copper head pins, so 10 of those. You've got your silver, well, you've got all your different sizes, your heart, your star, your triangle, your ball, your flower, your round, your square, your 5mm round in there as well. And you've got your diamond shape 5x3, 10 of each of those. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 head pins, plus we've got the ribbon in there, we've got the druzy quartz, we've got the gemstones, we've also got 20 of your spacers, you've got 100 pieces of your hip. Are these all the round up down the bottom? I see. Then you've got your 3 pieces of your T-bar and 12 pieces of your round beads in there as well. You've got these lovely, what are these called? These are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Do you know, I don't know why I bothered to read that screen up there. It's very confusing, isn't it? Is it just me?
No, it's confusing when you read it. Yeah. Well, you get more than you usually do in a kit.
I know. There's just too much. There's too much to put on the screen. Look, check these out. These are amazing. Have a look at these. That is, I mean, I love those. Absolutely love those. You can see they're these wonderful open wire spacers. That's what I'm going to call them. They're probably not called that.
That's what I'd call them, a spacer. Yeah.
Open wire spacer. There you go. There you go. We've also got these here. What would you call these? I'm just going to ask you, Debs.
Oh, they're brilliant. They're for your Kumihimo. So what you do is you push that onto your Kumihimo, and then you can drop a charm off of it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're like a charm carrier. For Kumihimo or macrame, whatever braid. But very good for Kumihimo because the braid is usually round and they've got a round shape. I've used them for earrings. You'll see in a minute because I think you can use them for different things, but that's what they're made for.
We've got some of those. We've got an end cap, is it?
Yep, that's a Kumihimo end cap, you know, to give that really neat finish.
That is all beautifully finished in that. We have some jump rings in there as well. Oh, some jump rings. Oh, I'll get another one. There we go. There's some oval jump rings in here. So we've got 6 of those oval jump rings in there, and we've got your. Okay, we've got T-bar clasp here, which again I'm going to pop on there because I just think that's easier. So you got your T-bar clasp, your smaller T-bar, and if you think, oh, do you know what? I'd like something a little bit bigger. Oh, hello, welcome to T-bar heaven. Let me take you to the T-bar. This is, there is just so much. Do we have these in one single shot, everything you get in this? Because it is ridiculous. There's just too much. You've got all these head pins in here as well. All the different shapes of the head pins that you've got in here. I mean, there are 100 pieces of head pins. There is so much going on in this kit. I am absolutely excited about what we can do with these. Well, I say what we can do, what Debbie can do. There is, you know, if you broke these up into individual pieces and you worked out a per piece price, it would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculously low. £47.90 is good. We're not doing good today. We're doing crazy. We're doing off the hook. £29.95. That is amazing. Debs, I want you to get the full impact, so I'm going to come over to Debs if that's all right for a minute. Oh yeah, excuse that, just for a minute. You know, you think they changed. I'm starting to get a complex, the noise that's making. Now, I'm just going to, right, because I know you've got those in the shop, right, but I don't think you're getting, right, look at all this. Look at all this. I'm not going to put them down on there, but I'm just going to hold it here over that camera if that's all right.
Yep.
Look!
And those toggle cloths.
They're huge.
And they've got like a pattern on, so you could use your patinas or your coloured patinas or your liver of sulphur to bring the pattern out if you wanted to. Yep. They're absolutely gorgeous.
They're like, we do something similar, it's almost like a little willow pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got sort of an embossed pattern into the metal, and they're really substantial, so you'll see in a minute, but I've used them actually as part of my necklace because they're too nice to go at the back.
Types of nobody puts toggle at the back.
No.
This is, again, these here are absolutely good. I love those, the open spaces.
Yeah, they're brilliant, aren't they?
They're really, 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 really pretty, those. There we go. So there's your open spaces there. I mean, they are, you know, when you just, you know, there is a famous charm company on the high street, isn't there? When you think about, you know, the sort of money that they charge you, and then you've got all your head pins here with all your different shapes on there. I mean, there's loads. You know, if I just turn that to that camera, I don't know if I can get a shot in there, but look, you can see and that's just one end of all the different. I mean, there is a crazy amount of finders in there. I just want to bring that across because, you know, I think that is awesome, absolutely awesome. We've got a quick message from Kirsty in Australia. I live in Queensland and I can't buy Mookaite here for this price. Oh. Check that out. Hello Kirsty, can you just nip down to my sister's place, Crystal Creek in Mookaite. And Queensland, she's Queensland, New South Wales border, so it depends where you are in Queensland. But if you just nip down, you know, and just tell her that I'm all right, you know, because she doesn't send me emails or nothing, Kirsty. I've heard from you more, Kirsty, than I have from my sister since I've been here. Thank you, Kirsty, for taking the time to reply. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, I feel like singing It's a Small World after all, but I won't.
That's amazing. Someone in Australia's watching us.
I know. There you go. It's amazing someone's watching us. Right. Oh, God.
There's at least one person.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yes.
We're big in Australia. We have got, so $29.95 for the kit. It is incredible, absolutely incredible. We've got lots of people coming. We've got people multi-buying on that as well, and I don't blame you with the amount of findings on there. Like I say, if you break that down into individual items and then break down the price, it just gets ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And the new Shibori ribbon. Is it new? Is it just that me and Debbie's haven't seen it? It's been on, so it's fairly new. Last week.
Oh right, wow. So that is quite new then.
Very new. Very new.
See, I found that I was trying to, usually when I get ribbon I'll sort of put it around the back or something, but I found that I wanted to show it, and I kept trying to find ways to show it because it just set off the gemstone so beautifully.
Well, can I just say, for someone who professes to not be a fan of ribbon, you have done amazingly. They are gorgeous. They are good, and I think this here sums up the thickness of it, doesn't it? Because it's keeping its shape.
And that's a heavy piece, because you know those big toggle clasps, they're quite heavy.
Yeah.
And so initially I thought, well, I'll just try and see if that will hold it, and that's just in a bow at the back. And I didn't want to put any ribbon crimps or anything on it, because I thought, imagine if you had your hair up and you had that at the back of your neck, it'd be so pretty. Almost like you could have a very plain neckline, and then that's almost like a neckline in itself, isn't it? So I was thinking maybe sort of wedding, mother of the bride, prom, you know, something really, and it gives the jewellery such elegance, because you've got fantastic textures with the gemstones, because you've got the crystal cave, you know, the matte, and then you've got the faceted, and then you've got the really shiny with the hematite. So just putting that together, ribbon, this kit is one of the nicest kits I've had for ages.
It goes together so well. The colours. I don't know who made this up, Phil, but you deserve a medal if it was you, because I think you've really done well on this. And they're not, because they're not all the same. You know, if you look at this one here, you've got that lovely subtle pink of the Shibori here, the delicate greens, and the pink sort of goes with the rose quartz. Not the same colour, but they go together perfectly. The greens go with the quartzite there, and again, not exactly the same, but they fit perfectly. You've got little nods towards each one, and it just works. Absolutely works on this. Oh, I see the spaces as well. The little use of the spaces, middle of the flowers there.
And then I've just used kind of 2 on the drop here. I couldn't find a bust tall enough, but I've just literally put 1 on the end of each one of these little chain drops, because again, they're like the brushed metal finish, and it just gives it that look. I mean, if that was in a gallery, you know, like when you put things into like a boutique jewellers or a gallery, that's the sort of thing you get. It was a mixed media jewellery where you've got textiles, and I've never maybe had the confidence, that's probably what it is, to use ribbon and textiles too much, because I thought maybe it's not my thing. But I taught myself how to make these flowers just by playing with this kit. So I think when you've got something really quite amazing, you don't have to do much to make it look, you know. And obviously I've done statement pieces because this is a designer inspiration, but you could go a lot more simple if that's your taste. You could just do 1 flower on a bracelet for a wedding, or just 1 little flower and then chain or gemstones. You can go a lot less kind of grand than I've done, but this shows you the sort of thing that you can, you know, do with it if you want to. And again, they're the little findings that we were talking about, the Kumihimo. I quite like them for earrings. I've put chain through them before, but look at that ribbon, and
it is that cross between the wire mesh and the ribbon. It's right slap bang in the middle. The way it holds its shape, you know, the way those are sort of keeping, you know, you can actually. But it's not a metal, but it almost has the look, and it has that support of the middle. You know, they just hold their shape. It's incredible, really incredible. It looks great as well with that little flash. It's like someone's just taken a little brush and just sort of brushed a little bit of copper.
There's a shimmer to it, but not a glitzy shimmer.
It's like an adventurescence, isn't it? With the, you know, like you get in some gemstones.
It's subtle.
On the ribbon, really nice. So £29.95, and you get a whole heap of stuff on those. So let's have a look at the bracelet. Got the bracelet in here as well.
So I've done that technique because you get so many head pins, and I was getting them and telling them upside down and going, oh look, there's a butterfly, oh look, there's a heart of flowers, and then there's one that's stand proud and flatter ones. So if you do that sort of design where you just roll down the head pin, obviously you get to see the end of the head pin, which I think is really pretty. So you can use all the different shapes, and there really are. There was one that looked just like a butterfly that I put on, and I just kept finding different ones, and you get loads of them.
We've just worked out you get over 1,200 individual pieces in this.
And they're lovely. There's something a bit different.
Everything is different, but everything goes together in this kit. But that's over 1,200 individual items for £29.95 on this.
That'll do.
That's why the kit's so popular. That is right. Right, where would you like to start?
Right, I thought I'd start with where I started, because bizarrely, I thought I'm getting hold of that ribbon, which was refreshing for me. I didn't think, oh no, ribbon. So you know, if you've been umming and ahhing about ribbon, grab this because I think you like it. So I got the ribbon, and what I tend to do when I work with ribbon or materials is I like to stiffen it so that I think when you make a flower or whatever you're making, it kind of adds to the texture. Now you can do that with spray starch. and then iron it, so that gives you ribbon that kind of bit more texture. You can do it with a mixture of PVA glue and water. I used hairspray.
Yep.
I just got my Stronghold, you know, cheapy hairspray, and I held it up. It seems to be easier if you hold it up, and I sprayed through it and just waited for it to dry. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, it will stiffen this ribbon out even more. Now, it isn't flimsy ribbon, so it is going to hold its shape, so don't worry too much about that. But if you're thinking that you're going to make to sell or make a piece of jewellery for someone who's not yourself, so you really do want it to hold, then I would say, you know, stiffen that ribbon first, just so that you know that the flowers are gonna hold their shape. So I made 2 different types of flowers. So I'll show you the first flower, and this was literally me playing, and it worked, thankfully. So because you've got these colours, and like Drew said, they're subtle, but they all go together beautifully, so they make lovely petals for flowers. So what I did was just start to cut off some squares. So one there, and then I wanted to make the petals a bit bigger, so then I measured that across. Oh, sorry, I'm out of shot. There you go, you can see that. So I wanted that to be a little bit bigger, so another one. And just alternating the colours of what I thought looked pleasing to the eye. And then I thought, well, let's go that way. I love that colour. It's sort of like a coral with a gold shimmer. So I've got 3. And then what would be nice is probably a bit of that coral in the middle. 4. And then I played around with my shapes. So you can cut your flower after you've made it. You can cut the petals, but I just wanted to round them off. So what I did was I just literally cut the corners off, because some of this you're not going to see. So don't worry too much about it being a complete circle. If that's the kind of jewellery maker you are, then by all means, you know, draw a complete circle and make it as neat as you want it to be. And then once I'd got my shapes sorted, that's when I put my whatever it may be, the hairspray or the spray starch or whatever on, and then I put it to one side so that it's kind of stiffened up. So I've done that already, and I'll just grab them into shot here. And then I decided that I would just lay them out kind of in a flower shape, and I wasn't too precise about this at all. Now I'm going to get a needle and thread excuse me, which is another thing that usually puts fear into me, is a needle and thread, because I'm not a seamstress. I'm not like my mum, who's brilliant. And don't worry too much if you can't sew, because it really doesn't matter. This is quite an organic way of doing it. So I just took I've used quite a strong colour so that you can see what I'm doing here, but it also looked quite nice. And just up through all of them, so that first of all it holds them together. And then I wanted a centre, so I played about with the gemstones, and I found that the thing that I liked the best were these gorgeous spaces. So I just kind of held it on top until I saw something that I wanted for my design. So again, I'm just going to sew that into place. I'm going to bring it up through the centre, and then I'm just going to pop on my spacer. Now, of course, if you are good at sewing, you could sew through these spaces, or even wire through these spaces, gemstones, if you wanted to, because they've got actual holes. They're almost like jump rings, all soldered together, which again would take forever if you were soldering them. I think sometimes when I see our components, and then I think that I used to spend ages making these things.
What, making the spacers?
Yeah, because I work with metal a lot, and sometimes I see things that we have, and then I always go, oh, do you know how long it would take to make that? You know what an example is? Our ring settings. You know our ring settings.
Yeah.
Take blooming ages.
Yeah.
And then you sell them for like $12.95 or something. I never want to make ring settings again now. There's no point. So then I've just sewn that into place, and then all I did was I kind of grabbed it and started sewing through. So I took longer than I am now, obviously, and I just started kind of grabbing it, and then where I thought that it should sew together, I'll show you the underneath, I went through with the needle. And what I would do, and I didn't do it with this because I'm limited to the kit, we can't use sort of anything outside of the kit, is when I'd finished sewing my flower shape, if I was making this to sell or making it for someone else, I probably wouldn't do it if it was just for me, because I wouldn't mind, no one ever looks at that bit, is actually take another piece of the ribbon or a piece of felt and stick it over there. So that it looks ultra, ultra professional. So that was one of the flowers. And if we go to the finished necklace, it was the bottom flower here. Now this took a good kind of, I don't know, 20 minutes of me playing around with the needle and cotton, bunching it together and just sewing it in place.
Pinching it in, isn't it?
Pinching it and playing and thinking, no, I don't like that, I like that. So longer than I've got here, but again, that's all I did was just sew through it until I had a shape that I liked. Now, the next flower was made in a different way, and this is quite a fun way.
I'm just going to, before you start, that's all right, we've just got another little box of treats. I'll leave that over there with you for the time being, if that's all right.
Yep.
These are gold-plated head pins and eye pins, and some clips in here. These are interesting. What do we do with these?
Oh!
Do they...
I got these in a kit once, and I had to ask the other guest designers what to do with them because I'd never seen them before. Do you know what they are? They can clip them on shoes and on bags and accessories.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Aren't they cool? So that you can make sort of a flower, or like the flower I just did, sew it onto there, and then put it on your shoes, and it makes plain shoes into...
because there's little... or
a tie pin or a bag, or it makes it into accessories. They're really handy.
So it basically gives you a little grip. Do you know what? I have seen these before. This is coming. Have we got a pair of shoes or something that someone made? Alison's shoes. We've got Alison's shoes coming up. I knew there was a pair of shoes that were, excuse me, that were made utilising these. So these are. So basically, you have attachment. That's where you attach everything on the back. And you can just pop those on, can't you? And they just sort of, there's a little spring load in there. A little bit difficult to show you.
So you could have your shoes to match your necklace. How cool is that? Without buying a new pair of shoes, you just get a bit of ribbon, make the flower I just showed you, and sew it onto here. And then you don't always have to have it on your shoes. Just put it on.
So you basically slide that.
They slide on like a little clip.
Slide on there like a little clip, and then you'd tie it onto the front there. So you've got a selection of those clips there, and gold plated on your head pins. Oh, we've got the shoes. We have some shoes.
Oh,
there we go. There we go. So basically, that was just used to anchor them, wasn't it? Just to anchor them in certain points around the shoes to bring them in. I mean, that is
amazing, huh? That
is incredible. Absolutely incredible. You've got plain shoes, amazing shoes. 0800 614 655. These are your gold findings trio. So your eye pins and your head pins and your clips, all of those for $9.95. 100 pieces in total. 100 pieces in total, is that right? No. 100 eye pins, 100 head pins. There we go. So 100 of the two types of the eye pins and the head pins, and then you have got 10 of the clips there as well. £9.95. That's crazy.
That would give this kit a bit more of a rich look as well. You know, like depending on what look you're going for. If you put the gold instead of the silver, you'd get quite kind of a Bollywood feel, wouldn't you? So you'd make it even more kind of earthy and ethnic. So if you're not a silver person, or you would use the silver with other colours.
Golden colour.
Yeah, it's rich, isn't it?
Works really. I mean, that is just shining away. Plate of gold. £9.95 on that. £9.95. So over 200 individual pieces on that. Right. I do apologise. Second flower.
Second flower. I took my ribbon, and I wasn't exacting this at all because it was an experiment, but it worked. And then I just took it in half and cut it. And then all I did you've got this straight bit, it will work with the straight bit, that's absolutely fine. But what I tended to find when I made a smaller one is that if you do little waves, if you cut little, when you come to make the flower, the petals look a little bit more convincing. So again, I'm using those leather scissors, they're absolutely brilliant. I don't know what I ever did without them. You know, you get your favourite kind of tools that you use all the time. And then I just got my needle and thread again, My mum will be really proud of me. Mum, if you're watching, look, I've got a needle and thread. She never thought she'd see the day. Look at me sewing. It's hardly sewing. And then you just put it through and then just go in and out. It's highly technical, not. So in and out so that you're just bunching up. And you don't have to measure it. You don't need like 2 centimetres between each, because this is a flower.
Yeah.
It's going to be organic in its nature. And just pop it right through and then pull the needle out the other side. So then what you end up with is kind of like a bunched up piece of ribbon.
Concertina.
That's it. A concertina piece of ribbon.
Yep.
And then all I did again was play. So I took it round into a circle, pulled it in as far as I thought it should go, and then I just sewed through the back to hold it together. My hands are slippery under these lights. Can you see that? And just sew it through the back. So this is no special skills at all as far as sewing goes. You just see where I wouldn't use this colour on this ribbon, but I'm using it so you can see what I'm doing. I would go with a colour that was sort of more in keeping and didn't show through. So if you were using the kind of peachy ribbon, this would be fine for that. And then if you go through until you're happy with your shape, which obviously takes a bit of time and a bit of effort, more so than live television, but you know, so you sort of end up. And what I did as well, as I went along, I gave it a bit of a spray with a hairspray to hold it, and then I'd put it aside, let it dry, and then I'd crinkle it a bit more and go, you know, so that it's not a five minute job, and then you maybe go off and make the next part of the necklace and come back. When you've finished doing your flower, don't cut your thread off, because you're going to sew it to your necklace if you're making my design. Also, even if you were making a little corsage bracelet, you'd want to sew it on so that it's not going to come off. So that, there we go. So really, there's not much that you can't do to make it look like a flower, because this ribbon really holds itself quite nicely. So once you kind of play around with it and scrunch it up, you get like a really beautiful sort of flower effect. I decided I was going to use the same spacer as before, but you get so many options in this kit. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it, as a central
nice
point?
central.
You know, it's something a bit different. So, or you could use one of the gemstones. One of the rose quartz would look pretty as well. So you've got lots of different options. That was just the option that I chose. So you would have made 2 flowers and then just pop those to the side without cutting off your thread, because you're going to use that to attach it to your necklace. So maybe have a couple of needles at the ready. Raid someone's sewing box if you haven't got any. Go to mum's and raid a sewing box, and just have those. So I'll put that aside.
And there's so many pieces to be made out of this kit that we've done. You know, 1,200 individual items with all your findings on these as well. That is crazy, absolutely crazy. Do you want me to drop those in now? We've got some. I'll tell you what, we've again. For the birthday, I was I felt very privileged. Did you see the big abalone shells?
Don't talk about it.
Okay, sorry, we won't talk about the
because I
abalone
haven't
shells.
got any of them.
A lot of people.
Are we ever getting them again?
I don't know. I think they may have reordered them, but they're sort of thing I think takes a little while to come.
Beautiful.
They are lovely, aren't they? They're
Look
gorgeous.
at those,
I know. These
flowers.
It's just
Flower petals.
We've only got what? Sorry. Okay, we've only got 38 of these. And again, if you managed to get the big shells, congratulations, good on you. And I'm sure you've fallen in love with abalone. If you've never had it. Say abalone or abalone?
I would say abalone. Is that wrong?
Abalone. No, that's what I'd say. I'm just wondering. There's 2 schools of thought. Abalone flat pairs are 18 by 13 millimeters on these, and I just love the these are like an opal sort of triplet here. So you've got the lovely high quality abalone, then you've got a little bit of the matrix in the center, then another piece on the other side as well. So you get wonderful quality on both sides of these, and that is real attention to detail. If you're pricing these up somewhere else, if you can find them somewhere else, make sure that you're getting abalone on both sides. I know that may seem silly, but make sure you get abalone on both sides. Just making a necklace with the big abalone shells. They're amazing. Great show, by the way, to Susan and County Durham.
Susan, you lucky thing.
I like it. Any more tips about the big abalone shells? Send them in. Please do send them in, because Debs is really upset that she didn't get any.
I would have definitely bought 5.
They were, they were absolutely incredible. So if you got those, well done. We are going to try and get some more of those in. We'll save you something.
These are lovely though, because I would immediately make flowers out of these, because these are petals, aren't they?
Yeah.
And because of the nature of all the different colours, it's going to take on a different, which depends whatever gemstone you want to put with it, it's going to take on that colour. So I'd probably do purple or green or clear or black. You've got lots of different options. You could even go silver or gold. There's loads. They're really lovely actually. They're not coming across as nice as they are in real life, are they?
That's right. Again, they are great quality, top quality. Your abalone is the best. I got the big shells. I just want to sit and admire them, says June and Sari. And I'm crying for days now because I missed out. Stop talking about them.
Me too. Do you know what I mean?
That's Lisette. Hi, Lisette in Germany. Lisette, I don't see you on the lounge anymore. What's going on? Have I upset you? You thought you could come to another channel, huh? Yeah, well, I'm here now as well, Lisette. £9.95 for that whole strand of the abalone flat pearls. Lots and lots and lots of you coming in. Susan, Zena, well done to you. Julie, got multi-buying going on. Joan, Andrea, Pamela, Eleanor, Sandra, Cecilia, stop breaking my heart. Vilma, you've got Bridget, Susan, Alison in Norfolk, Francesca, Valerie, just lots of people. Lots of people. $9.95. $9.95. We've only got 33, was it? 30, only got 31 of these. We've got 10 left. We've got 10 left. They're going to go, they're going to go, they're going to go. Right, what next have you got? You got anything else for us?
I'm busy looking over there. What's coming next? Oh, the matte pearls.
Do you like those?
I love those. That would go beautifully with this kit.
Might do those in a minute.
Might not.
Might do those in, shall we do them?
Oh, they would go.
There you go. I'm going to put those, you can just...
Do you know what's lovely about these?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a cup of tea, Debs. You, all right, you go forward.
Oh, do you know what's lovely about these? What we were saying about the Mookaite.
Gorgeous shell pearls, aren't they?
They've got that kind of matte, but not matte, almost like they're matte, and then they've got like a gloss over the top. Look at those. Oh, they would be absolutely gorgeous.
I taught her everything she knows.
You don't have to try very hard when you're here in the studio touching and, you know. Oh.
She's so good. She's so good.
I couldn't be if I didn't mean it.
I'm not needed.
Gorgeous, look.
I'm not required.
Look. I need these. If my husband's watching, this would be lovely little gift as a surprise.
If he loves you, he will buy them for you.
If he loved me, he would definitely buy me these.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your husband's name?
Alex.
Alex?
He won't be. He'll be trying to wrangle 3 children.
You're trying to what?
Wrangle my 3 children, 3 dogs and cats while I'm not there. But if you were watching as well, this would be great. Yeah, child wrangling.
Do you live in a rodeo?
Well, you know, and then when you get to the 3 children mark and one of them's a teenager and you've got 3 dogs and one of them's a puppy.
Yeah.
And then you leave him to it.
Is it, you've got 3 children and 3 dogs?
I've got 3 dogs, 3 children and a cat and a husband.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Do you give like a dog, is it because the first child got a dog and the other one said, well, if you love me as much, you've got to buy me one as well?
My husband said no to the first dog. Right. But he said the other day it was like living in a petting zoo.
Yeah, I can imagine. 3 dogs.
Oh, I love animals. I'm such a hippie and I love them. No.
3 dogs, 3 children and a cat.
They did
I bet you that cat got picked up and went, oh, look, someone's picked me up. Look, oh, I'm going to a lovely home. Oh, look, finally someone's picked me. Oh my God, you've got 3 dogs?
No, I only had 2 dogs when I had got the cat.
Oh, well, that's all right.
No,
I'm sure
they love each other.
Yeah, I've seen Fantastic Journey.
It's like that. They go over the mountain. I go to them in the morning, can you go over the mountain today?
They are gorgeous, aren't they?
So
beautiful.
I would have these with this kit. Look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Let me just show you what you got. You did a better job than I did.
You do it properly.
These are your wonderful matte shell pearls. Again, if you love your kunzite colours, it's sort of that sort of shade, isn't it? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece. They are huge. Your 10mm and your 12mm in here as well. So again, lovely, lovely, lovely drops. And and you've got the cabochon. Didn't even give you the cabochon. Look at that.
Do you get that with it?
You get that with it. You get that with it. Lovely little cabochon with those gorgeous elongated facets on there as well. Pink perfection. That is stunning. I'm intrigued. I've never brought these to you before. I
want those.
Is that right?
Oh wow.
$9.95.
Fab.
Do you know what they are? Okay, just taking all those, right, get rid of everything, and just those there. You know, the colour is beautiful. It's that matte pink, it's that sophistication, it's that elegance that you've got, and that one, like I say, kunzite, every day of the week, kunzite, those are going to go with. And just to have the two different sizes, and the cabochon. Look, the cabochon is just a cherry on top, as far as I'm concerned. You know, the cabochon is gorgeous. I love that. This is what is floating my boat on these, and I can't believe we're doing these for £9.95. Individual shell pearls. You know, you've got. Let me give you a quick count. Sorry, cameraman. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8. So 30. So you know, you've got 15 pairs of earrings.
Yeah.
It's like. And imagine what you could charge with that. They are beautiful. The colour is stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never seen a colour like it before, which is why I went a bit gaga over it. But it's because they are that matte, but I can't describe it until you see them. They're honestly, they are. Trust me, they're gorgeous. They're.
It's like soft focus.
They're not,
isn't it?
Baby pink.
No. Yeah, exactly. That it is this wonderful, subtle, delicate pink, and £9.95. If your neighbour buys this and you don't, you will kick yourself.
Yeah, you will.
How many of these we got in stock? Phil, how many of these we got in stock? I will be very surprised if these don't. We had nearly 100 of these. We've got 25 left. This, I think, is one of the pieces of the day. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think we're you could say we're two extremes. I know very little about jewellery making. You've got the expert here, Debs, and it's across the board beautiful. Absolutely across the board beautiful. They are stunning. Did you say we've got some questions? Oh, if you've got any more questions to send in, by the way, please do send in a question. Linda's messaged in. Says, brilliant show today. Love you all.
Oh.
Thanks, Linda.
North Carolina.
We are global.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? We are like, we're like the jet set of jewellery makers. Australia, we've got North Carolina, and then we've got Neath Port Talbot as well. Do you know what? Is that one place, or is it Neath Port Talbot, or is it Neath Port Talbot?
Don't know. But
No,
it sounds very, very nice. It sounds like it would be hot there and seasidey.
That's one of those places, right? I like that's one of the names that I like. Neath Port Talbot. I like Desby de la Zouche, whatever.
Ashby de la Zouche. My friend lives there.
That's an amazing name. And the other one, I like the East Riding of Yorkshire.
Oh yeah, I know where that is. That's not far from me.
East Riding of Yorkshire.
But look what that says.
Debbie K, very good change of hairstyle. Beautiful.
Oh, that's made my day.
Have you changed your hairstyle, has
I've
it?
always changed my hairstyle.
I don't know because I'm meeting Debs for the first time.
I've gone
for the very
bright
first time.
red, and I've gone a bit like a boho bob.
What colour were you before?
I've been many colours. Blonde. My natural colour is dark brown.
Right.
But it was long. The picture on the website looks nothing like me.
Oh, okay. Can we have a look at that picture on the website?
I've got long hair with blonde ombre, and that wasn't that long ago.
Blonde what?
Ombre. You know where it's dark at the top and then blonde at the bottom.
Oh, right, I didn't. There you go.
You do now.
I thought hombre was like a white person in a Mexican movie.
Hombre, hombre, arriba.
Hey, hombre. What are you watching you till Tropical Storm Anna blows the power out in North Carolina. Oh my goodness. Linda, hold on.
Stay safe.
Hold on, yeah, stay with us, stay with us.
Go to the cellar, that's what they do in the films.
This is a public service announcement. Go to your cellar.
Well, that's what they did in The Wizard of Oz. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yeah, stay safe. Stay safe. Anyone's watching in America, if you've got a storm going over, stay safe, and all our love from us here at JM. Hi Jim, I'm new to JM, but loving the show. Jerry, lol. I don't quite know how to take the lol at the end. Is that lol
That
or,
could be they get paid to do this
lol?
lol.
Yeah, I know. I'm not getting paid. I just wandered in.
Have we got any of those left? Because I need.
Have we got any of those left? There's about 5 left.
Okay.
Do you want me to ring Alex?
I don't want you to show those again, so that I can get one, please.
Look, they're just doing that to annoy you now.
Oh.
You know, just.
Someone ring Al and tell him to get them for me, please.
I can call you Betty, and Betty, when you call me, can you please call Al? See what I did there? Oh, what's going on? Oh, we've got. Where have these come from? Are you like plucking pink out of the sky?
Sorry. Oh, they're with the kit.
Look, you're dying.
Oh.
Here we go. Look. I know.
You see how different the pink? No, don't show those again.
All right, that's it. I think it's too late. I think it's too. I think the secret's out.
These would be lovely together, wouldn't they? Oof.
Look at these. So here's the strand that we've just done.
Yeah.
Those are the strands that we've just done.
Don't look at it.
Don't look at the strands.
Isn't it lovely? Oh, look at that.
And then, that come with one of those as well. Do you know what? It's all back to front, isn't it, when you try and do it?
Yeah.
And that come with the shell pearls, which you're not mentioning anymore. And then we've got these on here, which is your rose quartz duo, including 50 carats and a faceted oval cabochon, and 370 carats of your faceted rounds, 12 millimeters on those. So luscious pinks. It's a pink Sunday, I think, is what we can say.
Yeah, I just
it's a
put
pink
some
Sunday.
of these spaces with that from the kit.
It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Help me out here, Debs, will you?
I knew that. I didn't actually. I was happy to think it was Sunday. It's all right.
It's a pink Saturday. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen. £6.95. Like Drew doesn't even know what day it is. I'll tell you what, it's because someone's just called in from Australia, and of course it's Sunday in Australia.
Ah.
Oh no, it won't be, will it?
Oh no, it won't.
Yes, it might be.
Are they ahead or behind? I don't know.
Oh, they're ahead. 12 hours ahead, aren't they? What's the time? We'll just see. Drew, lol means a lot of laughs. Please get with it. There's a difference. Lol means a lot of laughs, and so does the little L mean lots of love? See?
I thought it meant laugh out loud.
Oh, laugh out loud.
What does it mean?
Oh, I don't know anymore.
It means laugh, doesn't it?
It means laugh. I've got a question for Debbie. I haven't got a question. Someone's got a question. Alex, Deb's just wondering, what would you do with the big abalone? I've made a big pendant so far.
Oh, I would look at it for about a week and feel it. This is the second time I've missed out on it. Not that I want you to feel guilty at all. I would make pendants, I think, and not too much detail because I think it's gorgeous on its own, so I really don't think you need to do much to it. If you're thinking of it in relation to Kumihimo, I'd probably make a very simple small braid and then just hang one off. I would also probably make a really big statement ring because I like my statement rings.
Oh yeah.
But I can't make any of those because I didn't get any.
She's not bitter.
Yeah, have fun because they're gorgeous. Well done for getting them.
Yeah, because the big chunky Kumihimo findings would be great as well, wouldn't they? With the big abalone. Lyseth. Did Lyseth not get them either? Is that what?
See?
Is that what that's about?
Yeah.
Sorry, Lyseth.
These are good though, and if you like the look of them on the screen, you know, the petal ones, then you'll like them when you get home. They're gorgeous.
You will.
They're not as good as the other ones, though.
You will. Eleanor Midlothian, James to you, Debbie, I've got you the pearls. I need to find out how to send them.
Oh, bless you!
Look at that.
Oh.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I don't know how we do it. How do we do it?
I don't ask me. I've always wanted an Audi A4. As you know, have we got?
You can't send an Audi
other cars
A4.
are available. No, yeah. This. $6.95, by the way, for these. Bless you, Eleanor.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. Yeah, if you leave your details then with the guys, then we'll sort that. Oh, thank you. That's very, very kind of you.
That is a lovely thought.
That's really lovely, isn't it?
And you won't miss out on them.
Yeah, you can show them again if you want.
You won't. I think they're sold out, aren't they? Are they sold? The shell pearls? 4 left. 4 left of the shell pearls. £6.95 for the rose quartz duo, by the way. For that there, the rose quartz. Have we got anything else to do with you, Debbie? You got something else you want to show us?
I was going to show you, well, it was just the stages of the necklace, really.
Okay, this one here.
I liked the fact that you've got this green, which was a good contrast to the rest, because it sort of looked like, leaves when you're making your flowers. So if you weren't sure how that would look with the ribbon popped into it, it's exactly the same. This is a very similar clasp that we had with the other kit that was in gold. And all I've done is knot the ribbon at the end, and I've glued it in exactly the same way, popped a bit of masking tape on there just to keep it secure, and actually cut the ribbon, because it's quite wide, into 3 sections. And then you could macrame that if you wanted, but I just plaited it. So if you were using your board here, you can just pop it into your board. Now, I actually added my clasp afterwards, but I've added it before here because I wanted to show you what it looked like when it was dry. And then all I've done is very loosely, and really not very precisely at all, because I wanted that kind of flowing look, plaited the ribbon. And then basically that was the base for me to sew my flowers onto.
Okay.
And I didn't plait it all the way. I left some kind of tails hanging out, so that once I'd got to the length that I needed, which was kind of just to sit at the front of the neckline, I knotted it. So I'll just do it a little bit wide. And as you can see, I'm not holding it flat and making it really, really neat. I just wanted some structure that I could sew my flowers onto. And also I wanted the contrast of the green, of the lovely sort of nature colours, so a bit like a vine or leaves. So say we've gone long enough there, so just take it off of your board.
The glue was available on the web, by the way. If you're after some of the glue, I think we've got some of the glue available on the web if you want to go on the website.
And I would say that when you've put your end cap on, and I only put it on one side of here, I don't know about you, but I quite often hang my jewellery from a bust to carry on making it. Don't do it until your glue's dry, because you don't want to be putting any weight on here. Yeah. So sort of sections. So when I made my flower, you could have made this first, put it to the side, to dry. Yeah. Leave it flat till the next day, and then you can hang it. But it does hold it really well, because some of these pieces are really quite heavy. I was just going to say, just the way you were you were using it in there as well. I shoved it in. Yeah. I wanted to know how strong that was so that I could tell you if it would hold, because some of these gemstones are really quite substantial, and it does. I think because, like you were saying, this ribbon is really got that kind of stiffness to it before you even put any starch or anything on. It's got that stiffness. So then what I did was I laid that out. I sewed on my flowers. So that's where your needle comes in onto here, and I just left these tendrils for later and sort of cut them into a shape that was pleasing to the eye. And then all that I did to continue with the necklace was just to get my rose quartz. I've actually put this onto wire, but you can put it onto beading wire. I just like, if I can, to string onto wire sometimes, because I like it kind of holds its shape. Yeah. And this is also quite strong. And then I just sort of placed that on the top. And then I just added some chain here, and then just sort of put the links of the different gemstones along. So you've got quite a lot going on. If you look at the finished piece, how I've just sort of built it up, you could take that away and just have it as a simple beaded length, you know, if you wanted to go simpler, or you could just have the ribbon on its own. You could have one flower. I've obviously gone for a bit of a statement because we're doing our designer inspiration, and I've just added some chain with these gorgeous brushed silver balls on the end, because it all goes together so beautifully. You want to keep adding.
It is one of those kits, isn't it?
It's one of those.
Everything works together.
So it's the rest of it is just simple linking and stringing, but just using your needle and thread to actually sew on, and then use your scissors to cut pieces of the ribbon until it looks pleasing, you know, to your eye.
They are gorgeous. By the way, thank you, Angeline, who's just offered me her Audi. That is much appreciated. Much appreciated. So this is all the pieces that were made from the kit, with lots of pieces left over.
Yeah, loads.
Some big strands. We worked out there's over 1,200 individual pieces. Do we have the graphics for the kit one more time, or is that all right? How are we doing? How are we doing on numbers on that?
Just drop down. There we are.
We've only got 10 of the kit left, so there's only 10 of the kit left. Over 1,200 individual items. It is, there it is. It is a phenomenal amount. Those little spacer, I just love those. I love the little, the brushed beads that we've got, the silver beads at the end
brilliant.
as well.
I mean,
the big T-bar clasp, there's so much in it.
The big, I mean, I put one at the front for the necklace, but then I also use them as a focal point because they're so lovely and unusual.
Yeah.
So, you know, why put them at the back?
Yeah, yeah.
But also, you've got good contrast in this kit because you have got lots of things to break it up. And there are lots of different textures as well as shapes. And the head pins, really, for me, to get all those head pins with different flowers and different butterflies, there's loads you can do with those.
Yeah.
So I had loads of those left, absolutely tons.
So again, if your little stock supplies are looking a bit low, that as well is a perfect. Not only do they all work together, but you're going to have loads and loads of pieces to work on there. I'm just going to quickly show you this, which is a Figaro chain, is it? Rose gold over brass chain. Seems to be quite a bit on this. This is again, you know, it's just it's belt and braces, isn't it? You know, this it's the little black dress of the jewellery world to have a little selection of chains on there as well.
Yeah.
And this is just something a little bit different. What I like about the Figaro chain is it's a design of its own, isn't it? Figaro basically means you've got a little link in between, little break up in between there. I mean, do you use this in your metal work?
Yeah, I like that because, you know, the sort of larger links, I'll usually put something simple like a pearl drop.
Yeah.
So that you've got the chain in between, because the rose gold kind of brought gold back into fashion because everyone went really silver for a while.
Yeah.
And then when you've got these lovely rose gold become very fashionable, and also the rose gold tends to go with most people's skin tones.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
everyone can wear
Yeah.
the bright gold. So I love rose gold. I also like it. Did you see? I think it was Linda who did the Tree of Life.
Yeah, yeah.
She did
yeah.
a weeping willow with the chain.
Yeah, yeah,
that would
yeah.
be gorgeous,
Yeah.
wouldn't it, with this?
I mean, and we've got a price drop on this as well, apparently. We're going to go straight in on the price. 10 meters of rose gold plated brass Figaro chain. $34.95. That's a 10-meter length. Again, you know, where you're doing your jewellery maker, you've got that hanging up. That is just gonna, you know, just there ready. Oh, I need a bit of Figaro chain. Oh, I need a bit more. Oh, I could do with a bit more of that. You know, oh, I won't keep going to that because the poor floor manager will have to roll all that back up. You get the point. 10 meters. That is just going to last you.
Well, they sell it per metre in my local bead shop, so
Yeah.
they've actually got that roll on the side, and you buy it per metre, and I think it's £6 a metre.
I mean, that is just, you know,
And then you haven't got enough when you
it
get
is-
it home.
It is a ridiculously good price, and you know, if you buy that sort of amount, if you buy more of your chain, we can give it to you at a better price, and it just means that you've always got it there. You know, that is going to sort you out, and you know, unless you're doing like a massive sort of commercial empire and doing some lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, that's going to last your average jewellery maker a very long time, isn't it?
Yeah, and if I would usually have, if I can, a roll of each colour, so each of the golds,
Yeah.
silver, in each colour, so that I can just get it off the shelf. Because, you know, if you're making for people, you ask them what colour they want, they'll all have different And there's nothing more annoying than buying it by the metre and then you haven't got enough. So you have to choose a chain that you didn't want to use because you haven't got enough of it. So that's where these rolls come in really handy, because you can do whatever you want design-wise, you know, when you've got this much.
And 10 metres on there. Right, do not go anywhere. Thank you very much, Debs, as usual. Absolutely amazing. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We are very quickly running out of time this afternoon, though. We've got an hour left on the show. So don't forget, send your questions in. If you've got anything you want to know from Debs, do send your questions in. Don't ask me, because I'm the facilitator, she's the inspiration. And we will be back after the break with more great deals for you.
If you're new to jewellery making and want to learn all the essential techniques, then this is the perfect workshop for you. Join experienced resident designer Linda and learn how to get to grips with this addictive hobby. Learn how to create necklaces, earrings and bracelets with genuine gemstones. You will also have the opportunity to try a range of jewellery making mediums for beginners, including wirework, macrame and kumihimo. The full course includes a wide selection of gemstones and findings, threading materials, 0.4 and 0.8 silver-plated wire, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studio and our museum, and a visit to our shop. All of this for just £59.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Start your new hobby today with Jewellery Maker.
Get creative with Mark Smith with his Craft Fair DVD. Mark guides you through 6 sections of fascinating techniques that sell the best on his very own successful craft fairs. He concludes this DVD by sharing his own tips and hints that make his own stalls very popular. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker. Download the Jewellery Maker app today. You can watch our Jewellery Maker shows live, view all the details of the item that is currently on air, as well as browsing all the items from today's show. You can also minimise the video or switch to use as a companion app. Get the Jewellery Maker app today and boost your viewing experience. Come and join Sarah Elvin and grow your knowledge for a specialised jewellery technique in this DVD Kumihimo projects. Kumihimo is a really interesting way of creating new designs of jewellery. Within this DVD, Sarah will guide you through many techniques that include a cabochon necklace, wire-wrapped pendant, zigzag Kumihimo and the caged necklace. This is the perfect DVD to expand your Kumihimo knowledge and will certainly grow your taste for more. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back to the final hour. Yes, it's the final countdown of the design inspiration with myself and the wonderful Debs. So they put us together for the first time today. We'll see how it works, because if we never get put together ever again, then we know what management thought of the teaming, Debs. Right? It wasn't you, it was me. Just remember that. I've got some glorious colours. We've had some wonderful designs coming. We've got some gorgeous pieces, and we're going to continue with some real treats for the last hour. We've got these lovely, I mean, if you want saturation, when we talk about the colour of gemstones, we talk about saturation and tone. If you think of a high visibility vest, that is basically a yellow with the most intense saturation, or an orange with the most intense saturation. So saturation is vividness of colour. And when you talk about vividness of colour, that is what springs to mind when you look at these sorts of colours here. You've got that amazing, vibrant colour, the beautiful pinks, these gorgeous banded agates. As agate grows, basically as different minerals are introduced at different times over its conception, you get a different layer growing. It's basically cryptocrystalline quartz. It's minute crystals of quartz, and they will grow. And of course, if you've got certain minerals present, then you get all the different colours that make you look like make it look like sedimentary layers, I suppose. Beautiful, beautiful tones. We've dyed this so you keep some of the residual shapes and colours within the agate, and the dye comes in and is taken in by certain areas of the gemstone. So you get this wonderful, vivacious, elegant, striking colour. I mean, standout pieces here. 12mm rounds. 350 carats in the blue banded agate, 350 carats in the magenta banded agate faceted rounds. They are good sized pieces. We've got some pieces of jewellery that have been made using these as well. And it's that thing of breaking them up with the silvers, just works so well, doesn't it? Or the gold in the case of the magenta. So you can have a look at those there. Gorgeous. Who made these? Anne made these, and again, you know, just a couple of little jump rings up the top here, and then working down. I really like that. It's a lovely little use of the different sort of meters. So you've got 3 jump rings starting up here, and then as we come down, and moves them down into, as we come down on the necklace here, you can see that they change into the beads. That's really nice, that. Just makes it a little bit more interesting in that, and your little silver in there. Then we have the earrings to match those as well, and you can see what I mean by that colour, doesn't it? You mix it with sort of silver, and you know, whether you've got the blue or whether you've got the you know, the bright colours coming on the end, if you mix it with silver, it's such an extreme of two textures, of 2 colours, that it just works so well. And of course, I think it's probably these shapes, you know, the little round silver balls in here that really bring it all together, and that one single design there. So these are the sort of things you can do with these. The magenta with the gold is like epic, absolutely epic. Love that. Wonderful little spaces of gold. Again, little jump rings starting at the top and then round to the spaces on those. These are 12mm, 1.2 centimetre. So you're getting the 2 strands is what we're looking at. £15.90, where we should be. They're impressive. They're big strands. They're big gems. For both strands today, £9.95. So roughly £5 a strand. And when you think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. So well over 30 individual banded, gorgeous agates in here. £9.95. So you've got, you know, over 60 over the 2 strands for £9.95. And again, they're just great focal points for a single piece of jewellery. So, you know, you don't have to use a lot like you see in those in one single strand. You can use them as single individual drops on that. Now, going to move on. Oh, hello. We had some lovely spinel at the beginning of the show. We've only got 8 of these, right? You will have to be quick. You will have to be quick on these. We did the spinel. We were very keen on this, weren't we, Debs?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Fortunately, the smaller spinel has sold out, I think, from earlier on in the show. But that, again, is what we had earlier on. And now we're going to your lovely little drops. Last chance on these. Only 8 of these available. Only 8 of these available. They are 19cm strand. Again, a whole heap on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. About 60. Approximately 60 on those there. And look at that luster. This is what I'm talking about with your 8 on the Mohs hardness scale. Very hard gemstone. Very distinct facet junctions. That's why you get that sparkle. Those individual shapes. That's very distinct. You can get a really good finish on the facets when it comes to spinel. 150 carats. £17.95, where we should be. There's only 8 of these. only 8 of these, £17 and 95 pence on those. £70 and 95 pence on those. Absolutely gorgeous. Next, here we go. We have wonderful colours, beautiful colours on here. Oh, nice. Nice little drops on these as well. These are your 3 strands of iolite. All natural iolite, from the word ios, meaning violet, the Viking's compass. This is your selection of 9x7mm medium nuggets, 7x5 to 11x7 on your graduated regular ovals, and 5x3 to 11x5 on your plain drops on those. Love those top drilled pieces. Beautiful, gorgeous colours, and lovely sort of delicate blues. It's that wonderful sort of, well, it's that violet colour, isn't it? That lovely delicate violet colour that you see in there. And all sort of work with each other, very subtle. I mean, there's not, to be fair, there's not too many pairs ups in the bigger strand up the top, in the darker colours. As we work through that centre collection there, they're very similar in colour, and it's I suppose it's about making up sets, maybe trios of these with the rounds, with the ovals, and with the drops in there as well. But top drilled, there always something about the top drilled gems. They, you know.
Yeah, they're lovely because you can do that nice wrap on them. You know, where you sort of do a wrap loop and then you leave a big tail and just wrap it around the very top of the gemstone. Yeah. It gives it a lovely offset of metal and colour.
Great way to finish off a piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're sort of stuck on a way to finish it off. And lots of different textures and colours in this as well. Your iolite, 3 individual strands. So you've got the drop there, you've got your centre colours on here as well, those little flashes of violet, and you also have your larger pieces in there as well. £10 for 3 strands. 3 strands for £10, Debs. Each one seeking happiness. £9.95. £9.95. We're going to inspire you. We're going to give you some incredible deals. It's up to you to take up the deals. What do you like? What do you fancy? Do not miss out on prices like this. £9.95. Very nice, very nice, very nice. We're going to, am I still under the desk? Well, I don't mean I'm under the desk. The box is under the desk. Oh, these are lovely. Are these agates as well? Check out these, I mean, and the colours and the wonderful stripes that you get. Look at that. Blue striped beauties. Look at those colours. What do you think of those, Debs?
They're gorgeous, aren't they? They'd make lovely, you know, in wire twisted designs, you could make leaves and petals and waves with that shape.
Can I just say, what you don't see off screen is that whenever Debbie explains anything, she does this. I've noticed that about you. I've noticed about, you know, that's like, what with Lucy and her mum dance and you doing that? That would, you know. It's up there with Crystal Caves. She's got 3 dogs, 3 kids and a cat, you know. Blue striped beauties, including 10 carats of your faceted agate cabochons. Lovely, lovely look. Oh, and the cabochon there as well. There we go. Thanks, Phil. That's why you're here. Keep me in track. I keep on forgetting the cabochons. We forgot the cabochon on the shell pearls.
Poor little cabochon.
Poor little cabochon. Oh, look at that. Love that faceted top. And are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's Phil's £6.95 show. In the break, what you didn't hear as well was Deb saying, why can't you do a £6.95 show when I'm at home? Not an Aussie accent, obviously. £6.95. She more went, why can't you do a £6.95 show when I'm at home?
Man.
Man. £6.95. That is, I love the colour, I love the banding, I love the shapes, all the different, not the shapes, the designs, the natural patterns that you get from within there. £6.95. That's 10 carats in your cabochon, 180 carats in your blue stripe agate. They're 18 by 13 millimeters on there. £6.95. Now we have a loose gemstone for you here. This is 0.3 carats in a wonderful gemstone, which we've just managed to resource some of this. This is your bicolor tanzanite. Now, when it comes to your bicolor tanzanite, what you have, because tanzanite is basically zoisite, your blue and green zoisite, when heat treated, turns this wonderful blue. Now, with your bicolor, what the tanzanite does is it keeps some of that residual color, and you have just little nuances, little flashes. Do you know what? See, I can't control these. I can't control these tweezers. That's the trouble. So you have these wonderful little flashes of different colors within. So you get teals, you get greens, you get browns within there. This is 30 points by color tanzanite, and again, if you want to add your central gemstones, you know, you can set these. You can see it as you move it through the light. You get to see little flashes of blues and greens and purples all coming up from within the gem. It's such an interesting gemstone. The clarity on that as well is gorgeous. We don't have too many of these. Just got 3 of these left. The size on these, 3.75 by 5.75. Always like to pop them on the back of my finger, so it gives you an idea of size on those. But I think, you know, if you're going to nestle this maybe into a silver piece that you're working on, you could put this into your polymer clay, something like that.
Yeah, I'd put it in silver clay.
Yeah.
You can't put him in polymer. It's too important. You could, but I would put him in silver clay, or I would set it in one of our gorgeous...
You're biased though, because you like your metal.
I know, I am biased, yeah, I am. So I'm trying to keep still when I'm talking now. I wave my arms about.
Hey man, you could put this in silver clay. It's like a dream sequence, isn't it? Like Wayne's Will. This is 30 points of your bicolor tanzanite, oval cut, £29.95. It is, like I say, 3.75 by 5.75 millimeters, and that wonderful, wonderful clarity on that as well. There's only one of those left. Just one of those left. Let me just pop that back in there. Gorgeous, gorgeous clarity though. Really, really, really good colour on that. I'm going to follow the yellow brick road all the way to the Emerald City. You've got a Brazilian emerald here. So you have emerald from probably from the Minas Gerais region, which is basically the Brazilian gemstone region, general mines. You have your green beryl. So beryl is an allochromatic gem. It comes in lots of different gemstones, morganite, your aquamarine, your heliodor, your bixbyte in there as well. You have a gemstone which is formed under extreme and very rare circumstances. Basically, it needs to be, as the lava flows up through, it will bring up and flows into small cracks and small schists and sort of area within the rock. It will bring up beryllium and other cocktail of elements along with it. It has to be heated at a certain rate to a certain temperature. I think it's 700 to 900 degrees, something like that. It has to cool at a certain rate, and only then will emerald form. It's extremely rare. It's one of the rarest of your 4 precious gemstones. We say 5 precious gemstones now with the tanzanite in the picture, but it is beautiful. And again, it's one of those gems. If you could say you got emerald in a piece of jewellery.
Yeah.
I like, and I always say this, and I'm sorry if I get a bit boring saying this, but if, you know, we have so many gemstones which people aren't au fait with. Yeah. If you can have something like emerald, aquamarine, your amethyst, if you can have a gemstone that people know and can relate to on the high street, and the sort of prices they can pay on the high street, I think that really says something, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and it ups your status as a jewellery designer. And also I tend to find that so many people are really attached to emerald. You know, they have attachments to it, whether it's their birthstone or whether they just love it. And when people have come to me for precious metal, the one that they ask for the most for is emerald, and they seem to be really attached. It usually has a memory, or because I think emerald is one of the gemstones that we all know, but we sort of remember our nan having an emerald ring or something, and people tend to be quite attached to emeralds.
It's made a real resurgence. Actually there's a couple of ladies here that have got Carol's got a lovely emerald ring, hasn't she? As a wedding ring. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. So there are, you know, there's quite a number of ladies wearing emeralds, and I think that's sort of come about. You know, over the 10 years that I've worked here, it's just seemed to have gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And I don't know whether that's because it was Colombian emerald. Were the emeralds of choice. Then sort of they were found in the Cajun mines, Africa, gem fields, you know, and you've got lots more choices, lots more availability of the emeralds as well. But certainly it's made a heck of a resurgence in the last 10 years. £24.95. That's 15 carats of emeralds, graduated faceted rondelles. And we're going to go even lower for the last few that we've got. 15 carats of emerald under £20, £17.95. Great price for your precious gems. Beautiful strand, lovely colours, all the different colours, all the different tones within the one single strand. It's a 21 cent, and there's a whole heap of emerald in there. If I do my little trick and I just show you, these are the bigger emeralds in the centre as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's about 10 in between my finger, and these are the bigger ones that I've got here. And then you can see you've got all these that cascade down. So there are just so many emeralds in that one single piece. £17.95 on that. Lovely colours. The tanzanite sold out, by the way. The tanzanite has sold out. £17.95 on that one. Which one? Some pyrite rounds. Oh, these are gorgeous colours. They're almost like a green gold, these, aren't they? What colour would you call this, Debs?
Let's have a close up. Can't see. They're like oh, they look different close up to it. Standing here, they look almost like an olive green, goldy colour. Yeah. I know. And on there, they look more silver, but they don't look silver as I'm looking at them from here.
It's a a bit hard to pigeonhole that colour, isn't it, really? It is, yeah, sort of a greeny gold. I'd go with olivey greeny gold on that. It's a wonderful sort of, a lovely shine off the top, the light that shimmers off the top there. I mean, they are so sparkalicious, these. And if you want, I mean, when we talk at design, you know, when we look at designs where you're introducing metals and you're introducing that metallic sort of colour into your gemstones, it just works so well. You know, here's just two different colours here that they've used, introducing the metal sort of tones in between those. You get some big pieces and you start to introduce the metal. It's a great way of breaking up. A clearance price, oh hello, hello, here we go. We should be there. We're going to take you to a brand new low, to a brand new price from me, I'm Drew. And when you get it home, you can tell your friends that you got it from this Kiwi guy named Drew. £6.95. Gibbs was dancing while I was doing that. £6.95. She's doing the. It's a brand new £6.95. She's not now. She was. £6. £6.95. That's ridiculous. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, approximately 40 pyrite rounds, 8mm. They are weighty as well. You know, if you need something on the end of a design, you know, sometimes you make a design and it doesn't fall, it doesn't, and you need something with a bit of weight just to keep that, just to sort of bring it into a shape. Yeah. That's where these are going to come in handy. Yeah, they're good, especially if you've got sort of a central drop and you need it to pull the whole necklace to a point. Yeah. They are good for that. £6.95. That's a clearance price. Clearance. Where were these? No. Oh, hang on. I think I'll put them in the wrong. There we go. There we go. These are what? Twisted pillows. Twisted pillows. You have these lovely rose quartz. We've had a good little run of lovely subtle pinks, haven't we? With those, I think they went, didn't they? With the shell pearl. The shell pearls, they sold out, didn't they? I think, yeah, the shell pearls went. We had the rose quartz beads. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit different, these are your twisted pillow beads. If I pop one of those on the back of my finger, give you an idea of size there. 30 by 15mm. Wonderful, wonderful large drops. So you get that lovely sort of contour on the top. But so you've got a nice sized piece, but comfortable as well. If you want to place these against the skin, you've got quite a big piece, which is gonna sort of lay nice and flat. I think these are you've got to think about that, haven't you? If you're with your jewelry, if you're going to put them on necklaces, you know, make sure that the texture of the piece is going to look nice from the front, but also feel nice on the skin as well. Yeah, because you won't wear it. I was talking to my mum the other day about the jewelry that we wear the most, and it's the jewelry like clothes that are comfortable. Yeah, yeah. You know, so you might make this incredible piece and love it, but if you put it on and it itches or scratches your neck or doesn't sit properly, you won't wear it. I mean, and these are good. I mean, look at the if I show you here along the profile, they're nice and flat, and that gorgeous finish, beautiful, and they're quite wide on the end as well. So you know, you've got room to sort of nestle something in there. You know, just a little sort of round bead in between there as well. Very, very, very pretty, and just very organic. That movement there, almost like a little windmill sort of shape. You know, you can imagine the wind sort of flowing through these and turning these. £6.95. £6.95. 0800 644 655. Lots of people coming in for these. Great opportunities and great prices as well. All you got to do is give us a call. Give us a call. Give us a ring. They are going. They're gone. They're gone. From the table. Are you having a laugh? It's all right, Phil. Don't worry. Do you know what? Trevor McDonald wouldn't have to put up with us, Debs. Yeah, I went to get car insurance, and they said, "Oh, it'll be expensive because you're a presenter. You might have Trevor McDonald in your car." I went, "Do you know where I work?" I don't. You know, I like Trevor McDonald, but I don't think he's into jewellery making. Really. I always think of him as Trevor McDonald, because didn't Lenny Henry used to do that comedy sketch, and he always did an impression of him and called him Trevor McDonald. So now, see, this, but we've got to remember, right? Because I grew up, I was born in the UK. My parents took me to New Zealand, and I grew up in New Zealand, and then I come back February '98. Oh, so right. If it's before that, I've got no idea what you're talking about. It is before that, because I've got no idea what you're talking about. I'll tell you another one. It's Alan Partridge. Everyone goes on about Alan Partridge, and I missed it. I missed it. You know, there we go. I wasn't here. Look, I come here and I work. My first 2 years, I'm talking to Phil in here. He's having a go at me now because I haven't watched Alan Partridge. I worked 2 years at Butlins, right? And when you work at Butlins, basically, I worked every night. I had 1 night off a week, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit at home and watch a comedian that I don't know anything about. I used to go out, and I can watch the box set to make up for lost time. I know, but I'd be walking around going, "Aha! Have you seen that one where he does that?" And I go, "Yep, about 400 times." Multicolour fluorite graduated faceted rondelles we have for you here. I don't know how we got to that point. I don't even know why we were talking about that. It was Trevor McDonald, wasn't it?
It was Trevor, yeah.
It was me not being treated in the manner that I'm accustomed to. Multicolour fluorite graduated faceted rondelles. You have got this is known as the most colourful gemstone in the world, fluorite. It is actually the gemstone that gave us the word fluorescence. Because when they had fluorite, they placed a UV light into it, and it gave out this amazing phenomena, and they called it fluorescence. Fluorite also comes from the word meaning to flow, and interestingly, it's used in an industrial, because obviously, like diamonds are used in an industrial way, because diamond paste is used for sanding wheels and the like. Fluorite, when it's used in an industrial way, is used as a flux for welding, which helps your solder flow, doesn't it? So yeah, it all sort of ties in together. This is your gorgeous colours. I love the different tones, the purples, the greens, all the delicate and wonderful faceted rondelles that return that light. It's a wonderful, wonderful, delicate gemstone, and love it. And to see it in a strand such as this, you can see why it's called the most colourful gemstone in the world. Because all this, if you see a banded piece, you can see. I mean, just that one there, you can see the different colours in that one single piece there. You get these lovely little bands of colour that run through. From 6x3 to 8x5 millimeters, 24 centimetre strand. Are you ready? That's a lovely, lovely piece. All yours, £14.95. That is a lot of gemstone. A big carat weight strand of 125 carats. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, with your purples and your greens in there as well. Very, very pretty indeed. And like I say, if you can see a banded piece of fluorite, it's sort of like sedimentary gemstones almost. You get these wonderful nuances of colour, from greens through to yellows, through to gold, through to cool whites, through to purples, through to teal tones in there as well, all within the one single gemstone. That is £14.95 for all those. Well done. Well done, well done. You'll excuse me if I don't put that, I'll put it back. What number do you want me to go to? We have here your crimp covers. Crimp covers. I'm going to design a way to display crimp covers side on to the camera. For that reason. There must be. There must be something, mustn't there? There must be, you know, like a display stand where you could line them all up and just turn them. I'll take on Dragon's Den. I'm out. This is gold-plated copper print. I can't even talk anymore. I am on my 9th hour, I say, so I'm really sorry. It's copper-plated. Copper crimp covers. There we go. There we go. Quick, get a shot. Quick, throw it, drop it. I've worked damn hard to get this crimp in here. £6.95. £6.95. It's Phil's £6.95 show. £6.95. 200 gold-plated copper crimp covers, less than 4p each. I know, Debs. I know.
You can use them as spacers as well. You don't have to use, you know, they're really good. You know, when you just want to break up a piece, like the piece you've got next to you, if you haven't got any spaces, just put those on. They're brilliant.
So that sort of design there. Now, so you can put your little crimp covers. The crimp covers look like a little Pac-Man.
They do.
I don't think you're taking us seriously, Sarah. You're in very good company. So yeah, you can pop your little crimp covers in there. A little Pac-Man. What was the other? Oh, it was the ghost, wasn't it? We need a ghost. Oh, I'll tell you what. You could. So you should never say things like that, Sarah, because it just makes me want to, you know. Look, that's like a. Look, there's the Pac-Man. This isn't going to work. Just so you know, before I muck it up. No, it's not going to work. There we go. So you got the Pac-Man. Look, there's the ghost in there as well, Sarah. Look, just for you. £6.95. £6.95. 0800 644 655. 200. That's 4p a piece. 4p a piece. Don't go mentioning Pac-Man in hour 9. It's always going to go wrong, isn't it? Isn't it, Debs? It's always going to go wrong.
It's good fun.
I don't know. There we go. Tom, is it Tom? Next time I want a Pac-Man and a ghost little thing going on. All right. Utilising crimp covers. That's for Sarah in Gloucestershire. Obviously had a childhood. Do you know what? I obviously had a childhood. Obviously had a childhood at some stage. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Basically the only place I played Pac-Man was at the food bar in town. You know, when they used to have those. They don't have them. They don't have arcade machines, do they? No. Why don't they put an arcade machine in like kebab houses and that anymore? And make them mint. They
would. Maybe they need a special license because everything's gone really. Maybe it's gambling.
Yeah, maybe. If I had a kebab house, I'd put a Pac-Man machine in it. What number? This is your tiger's eye. I've got a lovely collection of findings here. Are we doing those? They're amazing. Yeah. I've got shepherd's hooks, crooks, and that's a lovely little selection there. What was that, sorry, Phil? I still have no idea what you're saying, Phil. This is tiger's eye. Your lovely little seed bead tiger's eye, faceted, and look at these. Like these. I like these, Debs.
Kumihimo those, couldn't you? Those little diddy ones.
Kumihimo those, yes. I think you'd probably find that you'd have to break up the strands into individual strands of your Eslon thread.
Yes, you would.
Look what I've learned. Look at me. It's my first day doing Kumihimo today, so I'm quite. I've been taught by the best. She's like the High Emperor of Kumihimo to me now. Tiger's Eye Duo, 210 carats of your puffy hearts. I love this. This is a phenomena gemstone. So any gemstone where you have like adventure essence, pearl essence, labrador essence, moonstone, schiller. This in cases chatoyancy. It's called a phenomena gemstone, and you get that lovely little movement of light within the gems. Wonderful. I mean, look at that. It's like those little three. I always talk about these, and someone put it up and told me what they were called. I can't remember. You know the little pictures where you move them.
Yeah, and the hologram ones.
Yeah. There's a flash name for it that someone told us once.
I know what you mean.
Starts with L. Can't remember. Yeah. See, Tom was here as well. He can't remember. Were you here, Phil? No, Phil wasn't here. You missed that show. Oh. How we laughed that summer, Phil. Tiger's Eye Duo, including 210 carats of your puffy hearts. this is a gemstone that draws the eye to your piece of jewellery.
Yeah, but everyone knows what it is as well. Oh, tiger's eye. That's
Yeah.
another one that people, and it's lovely with gold. I always like to put it with gold. But every time I've seen tiger's eye, it's usually been rounds or faceted rounds, so that it's nice to see some different shapes and sizes, because those little diddy ones would be great for loads of different things.
Yeah.
Earrings, if
Yeah.
you just hung them on some gold chain, because they'd catch the light, wouldn't they, as you moved?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, even in the small, even in the smaller pieces here, the little faceted sea beads, you still see. This is the power of your tiger's eye. You still see that chatoyancy within the gemstone, that movement of the gold, of the different tones within the gemstone as well. 3 millimeter on those, and they're 14 millimeters on your puffy hearts. £9.95. £9.95 pence on those. 0800 644 655. Very, very nice indeed. Every time Amelia walks past me, I just see your suntan, and I'm jealous.
Oh,
You look really well. That suntan is like, oh, and it's not from a bottle or anything, is it? So you tan really well, don't you? I'm really jealous. You tan. Oh. No. I don't do anything. I don't burn. I just stay like this.
do you?
I know. I'm like, you know, I'm like a superhero with a really rubbish superpower. You know, I'm like no tan man. We're gonna do these. These are lovely. You've got a gorgeous selection of these. These are your. Are these earrings? Are these because?
I can't. Let's have a look close up.
Are these are earrings findings? Are they?
Yeah,
Because
earring
these
findings.
the reason these draw my attention because I saw you use these in one of your designs earlier on, didn't you? Lovely little drop on there. I mean, that is just a gorgeous shape, isn't it?
It's a lovely shape. I've also used those when I've had them in kits, but I've hammered them and made them into sort of more of an accent of the jewellery,
Okay.
you know, so maybe put a gemstone on and then hammer the bottom so it doesn't fall off, and then just use it as a pendant.
Yeah.
Because I like the shape of it.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous little shape. We've got these as well in here, with your, almost like your little beaded shepherd's hooks, crooks on those there.
Oh, they're nice. I haven't seen those before.
Yeah, they're really pretty. These are like new packs that we've had. We've also got the ones that we saw before in the silver as well. I mean, this is a great sort of armory filler. This, you know, if you're looking for some findings just to just sort of increase your stockpile, absolutely perfect. You've got your shepherd's hook there, and that has got. I mean, they are lovely, beautifully finished. You know, you could use that for your polymer clay sort of stuff, for your silver clay as an attachment to it as well. And with your little eye hole in the centre, and then we've actually got it's a real good mixed bag. Really draw my attention this because it's a lovely mixed bag of your earring. I don't know how many of these we've got. We've only got 42? Only got 42 of these available, and you've got your little spring-loaded. I mean, that's a lovely little design.
I've never seen that one before. Are these new today?
Are these new today? The only ones that aren't are the loops. So we've got 3 new types of earring findings here for you. So these are the 3 new ones. You've obviously got the classic loops in there. We've got these lovely sort of almost like braided silver on there, and then we've got your little heart shape, and they're good size, aren't they? Really good size pieces. Those are your 3 brand new styles. £6.95. It's the £6.95 show with Phil. Starring Debbie the dancer. Oh, she was dancing. Luke, come on, give her a chance to start the move. Debbie the dancer.
Then it'll turn off now. That wasn't a wise move.
I was just about to start singing Dawning of the Age of Aquarius, but I stopped, I nipped it in the bud. £6.95, your earring findings, including 30 pairs of your earrings there. All your shepherd's hooks, crooks on there. £6.95, that seems very Very, very good. Very, very good price for those as well. We've only got 42 of those, and I think they're going to be a sellout. In box number, it only goes up to 20. Oh no, it doesn't. It was hidden. We're going back to toggle clasps. So we've got 3 of each of these. So there we go. I mean, that is that is a classic, isn't it? That's an absolute classic. You've got that almost like a señorita sort of bail sort of finish to that. Lovely, and just the way they're, you know, they're edged in the same way that they're patterned around on the toggle there. And then we have your gorgeous sort of elegant finish on that one there. Oh, they're 3 different styles. Sorry, I didn't realise that. Good God, good job you're here, isn't it, Phil? Hey? I know, he says. 3 different styles on the silver one. Sorry, I didn't notice that. Okay, so there's the first one. There's the first one that I showed you. There is the second one. So that is like a spiral. I'll take my glasses off. That's like a little spiral of your 925 sterling silver, and then similar, but still with that spiral, more simplistic spiral in that one there. So you've got your 3 different types. Good size these as well. Really good size these as well. And your 3 are the same in the silver plated copper clasp. I mean, real, you know, you don't have to use these as clasps.
No, you could even wire beads in the space, and then I'm doing it again. You've drawn my attention to it now.
Oh,
I'm going to just lean on my hands. You could wire beads in between the space, and I like to use them as I can't help it. As pendants.
It's good. I like it, Debs. I think we all like it. All right. I wasn't, you know, saying don't do it. We
no,
all
I know,
like
but
it.
now I've realised that I do it.
Yeah, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know. I'm dancing underneath the table here. My legs are going 10 to the dozen under the table. You know, I've just learned to control my dancing.
Right.
You know, so sometimes I just have to let it go, though. £6.95 for all of those. Oops. £6.95 for all of those, all your toggle class. You've got 6 in total. Sorry, you were saying. Yeah,
that you could wire in between them or just use them as sort of a pendant at the front of your design, because they're lovely, sort of metal components, really.
Really ornate on those. £6.95. £6.95. Oh, hello. I've not seen this on here before. Songia Sapphire. Songia, I've not seen Songia Sapphire. It is this wonderful colour. Have a look at this. Gorgeous golden colour. Look at those wonderful golden colours. All the way from Tanzania. These are genuine sapphires. You're looking here at a gemstone that is sort of very difficult to source, because a lot of the miners have moved on. Sort of when a gem gets difficult to find, then they wait for another find to come up close by and they sort of move on to that mine. They've done that with the rubies up the road. So the Songia mines are very small amounts coming out of those. But what you get with the Songia Sapphire is this lovely golden classic colour. And these again are sapphires. You know, we were talking about precious gemstones before, weren't we? And you know, and the gemstones that people know. Sapphire is one of the most popular gemstones in the world today. Crazy to get these in a strand.
That's like sunshine on a strand.
It's beautiful.
I just want that round my wrist as a bracelet, just restranded with sterling silver clasp.
I mean, it's that sparkle, it's that luster, it's that colour, and also, you know, we've had strands where you've got lots of different colours, lots of different nuances, and maybe you find it difficult to find some pairs, and you're not going to have any issues with finding pairs in this strand, because they are all from the same potch, they're all from the same area, and they all have this wonderful golden flash. Look at that. They're very difficult to differentiate the colours in any of that strand, and that's really, really unusual. For the price that we can bring you a full strand at £29.95. £29.95. That is amazing. When you think of the job to eye match for colour, is that the reason why a lot of gemstones that we see, that we use, aren't used in the chain stores, is because they say, I would like 1,000 of a certain piece of jewellery. So that means the jeweller has to come up with 1,000 items of the gemstone of the same colour, of the same size. Very, very difficult. Only rarely does a gemstone offer such a simplistic way of eye matching for colour, and that's what you've got here in the Songhia Sapphire. They are all beautiful, and there's sort of only small degrees of separation between each of these colours here. This is a full strand. This is 15 carats of your Songhia Sapphire graduated faceted rondelles, a 2x1 to 3x1 millimetres, 18 centimetres, for £19.95. They are precious gemstones. These are not created, these are not simulated gems, these are the real deal. These are genuine sapphires in those. 08644 655. Jump onto the web, jewellerymaker.com, but just take advantage. You know, if you want to go that step further, give that a little bit more sparkle in your jewellery, perfect, absolutely perfect. £19.95 on that. It's a pretty little strand. Your lovely gems of do you call them gems of distinction over here? Gems of distinction strand, yeah, as well. So very pretty, and that golden colour. I mean, like you say, just pop those straight on the wrist, can't you?
Yeah, and also if you're thinking about Christmas or presents, when these special strands come up, I tend to get them and just make up a bracelet, because then you're giving someone a sapphire bracelet.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't, what you buy it for here isn't what it's worth.
No.
So you're giving someone a sapphire or a ruby or whatever emerald bracelet, and that's something that I think is so wearable. People will just wear it and wear it, wouldn't they? They'd even layer it with their precious metal jewellery on their wrist.
And of course, the beauty about the Jewellery Maker concept of making your own jewellery is everything's unique, everything's different.
Yeah.
You know, I think this day and age, so much stuff is mass produced. You know, and you end up, you know, people look at a piece of jewellery and they go, I know that's so and so. I've seen that. I've seen that in a magazine. That's so and so. If you see something unique that's been, you know, it draws your attention, you ask questions about it, you know, oh, what are those gemstones? And to be able to say that they're genuine sapphires, it's a nice thing to be able to say. And, you know, if you see a piece of jewellery, if you find a piece of jewellery, I said earlier today, you know, because I had a big strand of, a big necklace of rubies. No, sorry, it was I had a bracelet of emeralds. And I said, if you found a jewellery box somewhere and you opened it up, and you saw a strand of green gemstones on a bracelet, your first thought would be, are they emeralds?
Yeah, it would.
Because that's the one. Same with coloured gemstones. I think your first thought is, are they sapphires?
Yeah.
You know, are they precious gems? These are precious gems. £19.95 on those. Sorry, what was that? Oh, we're going to end the show on a new strand, apparently. Box. I looked at this and I went, what? Lapis lazuli, green and blue. Green and blue lapis lazuli? I have never seen this before.
Wow.
That is amazing. It's like the ruby zoisite.
Yeah.
But it's like the ruby lapis. That is amazing. Green and blue in the same gem. How gorgeous is that? Very nice indeed. Have you seen this before?
No, never.
That's amazing gem. That is gorgeous colour. Little flashes of blue. And you've got your lovely little hints of green in there. I mean, that is like a little landscape. That's like a little map in there, isn't it? The green for the land and the blue for the water. That is such an interesting mixture of colours, all in the same piece. It's almost like it's like a painting, sort of that wonderful mixture of, you know, when you just get the two colours just on the peripheries, the two edges together. Works very, very, very nice. 150 carats of green and blue lapis lazuli in your puffy coins. 10mm on these. Brand spanking new. I should have known that, shouldn't I?
Yay, £6.95.
I should have known that. £6.95. £6.95. 150 carats green and blue lapis in your puffy coins. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Amazing price. Do you want to leave that on? Shall I walk over? Shall I show Debs? Check these out. You don't really see these a lot on the you don't see it as well on TV as you see it in here, but check those out.
Yeah, they look painted almost.
They do, don't they? Yeah. It's like a
gorgeous.
mixed media sort of feel to it.
They're lovely.
So we're busy looking. You're not allowed to look at these. We're having a look at these.
They're really lovely.
There's a real definition, can I say, there's a real definite distinction between the green and the blue in the studio, more than what you're seeing. So I don't know why it's not...
It doesn't show up there, it looks darker.
Yeah, it looks a lot darker, but they're a lot lighter that we see in the studio there. £6.95. Brand spanking new. Have you had this on before? I've never seen this. Have you had this gemstone on before? Have you seen green and blue? Oh, apparently it's been on a little while ago, but not recently. £6.95 is the magic fill price, that is, isn't it? £6.95. 0800 644 655 JewelleryMaker.com. Lovely look. Shall we have a quick look at your challenge?
Yes.
Have a look at this. Bottom of the screen, by the way, those green and blue lapis. Look at this. Now, this was right at the beginning of the show. We had this wonderful sort of teal, apatite sort of colours. I love this, what you do with the head pins.
So that's sort of what I did with the kit as well. So if you've got the kit, you've got those different head pins. If you do this kind of style and you just put different head pins on, then you'll see all different silver shapes, and I quite like that.
And they're just twisted round and round, aren't they?
Yep, loop down. Those? And then just put a bit of cord on the back, or if you've got the ribbon from the kit, you can pop the ribbon on the back. It just makes it multimedia without, but you could be more conventional and put chain or just bead all the way.
And then a quick look at the necklace here. Again, utilising those colours. Absolutely awesome kit. Great pieces of jewellery. Well, do you know what? It just goes too quick, doesn't it?
I know. That's gone.
Debs and you, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for joining. It's been amazing.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, I love your dancing, and I can't wait to come back and do a bit more singing and a bit more dancing with Debs. So, Martha, whenever you want to put me with Debs, that will be absolutely brilliant. Do not go anywhere. If you want to know about your gemstones, Lara's up next. You've got a treat. You can now watch clips from Jewellery Maker on our YouTube channel. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur.
The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading. It's here in the bursting heart of the walled city that our gems of distinction strands are cut, faceted and polished.
So,